It's another beautiful day for baseball at the Big A as the Angels and A's play Game 3 of this 4-game series. And after a complete team effort last night, the series all tied at 1 apiece. Here's on tap over the next 30 minutes on what we like to call the Big Show. Yes, Angels are setting the tone early, especially in that first inning. We're going to show you some graphics that are very telling. Patrick Sandoval on the mound looking for a rebound performance, and guess who's here? Silseth. Yes, he is back from AAA. Yeah, Phillips always signing autographs. He is a people guy, people person out there. Another great day to have a great day right here at the Big A. As we welcome you inside our studio, which is outside of the Big A. Kent French, that is GA, that is Mark Langston, two Halo greats hanging out with me over the next 30 minutes. And gents, it's been a roller coaster ride. I'm going to say that the Angels were at the amusement park for 2 days against Kansas City and against the Oakland A's. But yesterday, stay with me, I'm going to compare yesterday to a perfect backyard barbecue, because in the bottom of the first inning, the burgers were cooked perfectly on the mound. The beverages were cold. In the bottom of the 6th, GA, more friends showed up. And then everybody left happy, Langer.
Well, certainly the barbecue wasn't lit, because the top of the first, they threw a run on the board. He had to quickly light that fire, and it was lit. And certainly 4 runs in the first inning. That was fantastic for Griffin Canning, who gave up that run in the first. The offense immediately responds to 4 in the bottom. That is just a nice feeling for the pitcher, and allows him to go back out in the second inning to take a deep breath and get back to work.
And GA, let's look back at that bottom of the first inning where everything was cooked so perfectly, and giving Griffin Canning a little bit of help after giving up that 1 run. And now you're facing a pitcher, Mason Miller, second big league start. He's averaging over 100 miles an hour. What did you like about the approach the Angels hitters took?
Well, they kept it short. I mean, when you know a guy's touching 100, you definitely have to shorten your swing up, and they did that last night. And, you know, he started the game throwing only his fastball, because I'm sure he feels pretty good about it. But at this level, if you don't throw anything else along with your fastball, you're going to end up doing what they did in the first inning yesterday.
Yeah, just to quantify this, Trout, his 57th 100-mile-an-hour pitch that he has seen in his career. The last time he hit that fast of a pitch back in 2015. So these boys were ready. Miller certainly had to face some professional hitting in that inning against Brandon Drury, Luis Renfrow, Gio Urshela, all getting the job done, all with 2 outs. And Langer, that's exactly what you're looking for, too. Finding a way to get runs in with 2 outs on the board. But please, help me understand this right here. The Rays, one of the best team, if not the best team in baseball. Talk about first inning runs. The Angels have now led in 21 of 24 games, Langer.
Yeah, you look at that stat right there, 24 first inning runs. They talk about the double play being a pitcher's best friend. No, those runs in the first inning are a pitcher's best friend. That allows you to relax again, to get into that second inning when you go back out there. But certainly the offense, we've talked about it the last couple days I've been out here, the depth of this offense. And when you have this guys kicking on all cylinders, certainly it can produce runs, and it can produce runs really quick.
It's one thing, though, to score in the first inning. GA, we talked about those tack-on runs. Even last night, the bottom of the 6th inning with Taylor Ward coming up huge, just to give the pitching staff a little bit of breathing room, and knowing some of the struggles the bullpen's been dealing with. How big are those runs?
Yeah, those runs are huge late in the game, especially with 2 outs. And, you know, I learned that stuff. It was taught to me in minor leagues and in instructional leagues, that all those late runs and late in the game definitely causes problems for the other team, and it lets the bullpen relax a little bit.
Absolutely. And Griffin Canning, what a story he's been. A lot of fun to watch his progression here this year. A stress fracture in his lower back caused him to miss all of last year on the IL. Langer with a groin strain, but he has come back, and he has come back in great fashion. He looks like the pitcher we saw in his rookie year. His 3rd start, 5 innings, 7 Ks, 3 earned runs last night.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk to him earlier today, and we were talking about that. His very first start back after that long layoff, almost 2-year layoff, and you could just see the smile on his face, his very first start this season. But last night, I said, which one was better? Your first start after coming back from the rehab, or that W behind your name last night? And he said, boy, that felt really good last night to get that W. And We've seen 3 starts now from Griffin Canning, and they've all been consistent every time he's been out there. You're getting the same thing time after time. He's able to change speeds. We're seeing the slider really emerge for him. And I saw some velocity in that game yesterday. Early in that game, he really established that fastball up. That makes everything out, all your secondary pitches come into play real quick when you can establish that fastball.
First big league win since June 9th, 2021. Congratulations to him and his family. But what has impressed you, GA? Because we're getting a good length out of him, and that's exactly what Phil Nevin needs out of the starting rotation right now.
Yeah, what I like is that he has his touch already back. I mean, it's not like he's he hadn't pitched in a couple years, and he's out there doing things, and it reminds everybody what he did as a rookie. So to do that and to also be able to get some length into the games after having such the time off with the growing, I think he can go longer in the games, honestly. His stuff is really that good right now.
Griffin Canning passed the baton to Patrick Sandoval here tonight, but he was lights out in the WBC. But and his first start of the season was against these Oakland Athletics, where he was dominant for the most part as well. What has happened to Patrick Sandoval since?
Well, his first 3 starts were really good. I mean, his ERA 2 starts ago was 1.23. So it was that start in Yankee Stadium, and Yankee Stadium could do it to you. Certainly the Yankees lineup could do it to you. 39-pitch first inning for Patrick Sandoval. Command was all over the place. We talked about that, where you cannot give the Yankees extra base runners. They'll make you pay for it, and they made Patrick Sandoval pay for it in the first inning. He gave up all 5 runs in the first inning, and a lot of it, the 3 walks contributed, and then big hits by the Yankees. So they made him pay for his lack of command in that first inning. Settled down a little bit after that, but the pitch count, 39 pitches in the first, you're not going to go very deep in that game.
Can a pitcher try to be too perfect in your mind when you're out there in the outfield and he's trying to paint the corners instead of pitch?
Is that Yankee Stadium like the old Yankee Stadium? I wanted to ask you that.
I know.
I don't think it's quite the same.
Yeah, no, not quite.
No, I mean, I definitely think he has his stuff. He already knows he has his stuff. I think at times, though, when I watch him from my perspective, my opinion, I think he tries a little too hard, and he does wear his emotions on his sleeve. So I think sometimes he just gets a little frustrated with himself and tries to take the game to the players as opposed to let the game come to him.
I love how you said that, because he is an emotional guy. You want to see that Langer, though, too. You want to see that fire out on the mound, but how do you find that balance between the two?
Yeah, you got to harness it, and GA is right on the money with this. This is something that I think Patrick Sandoval's fought his entire career. It's syncing everything up. To me, you just got to go watch Shohei Ohtani pitch. Shohei, everything is in sync when it comes to home plate. With Patrick Sandoval, sometimes the lower half's a little quick, and we don't see that consistent release point. That's what it's all about here at the Major League level. The more you can get to that consistent spot time after time, you will be in that strike zone. With Patrick Sandoval, sometimes the lower half a little quick, aren't playing catch-up. So, and it's the energy. He's got a lot of energy. Yeah. As you talked about, GA, his emotions are right into it. And those are times you got to take that deep breath. Even though you're on the clock now, you got to take that quick deep breath.
Find a way, right?
Try to let it go and let it loose and just get back to just hammering the strike zone. We know the stuff that he has. He has the stuff to compete and do really well at this level. But it's you got to throw strikes. And when he throws strikes and everything is in sync, that's where that slider becomes unhittable. That changeup becomes unhittable. But you've got to be able to show these guys you could get ahead with your fastball.
Matt Thaiss, Chad Wallach have been doing a tremendous job, guys, behind the plate ever since Logan O'Hoppe went down. He had surgery on that non-throwing shoulder, labrum surgery, and he recently put this post out. As a matter of fact, it was today on social media, just thanking everyone, saying everything went well. Can't wait to get back at it. Thanks to the family and fans for all the support. Thanks again, Halo fans. And, of course, you got to love the hashtag Light That Baby Up. And Mike Trout retweeted. I know you're a big social media guy, GA. To be able to go out there, get the support, and have Trout and the boys kind of retweet it and support, I mean, that's going to mean a lot to the young man.
I don't know what that means. I don't have any social media, so you're talking.
I was trying. Just go with me on this one. Okay. Social media aside, though, for him to be able to go out there and say things went well, I mean, not only the fans, we want to know, but, of course, the players want to know as well.
No, it's awesome to get the word out there quick because everybody wants to know. Everybody's anxious about it, so I'm sure he was in fine hands, and I'm sure the process will be good. The rehab is so great nowadays that he'll be back fine.
We'll be posting Garrett Anderson's Instagram account here momentarily, so you can follow him as well. All right, let's take our first time out here on the program. Oh, we are off to a hot start here tonight on a great night at the Big Game. We got some news. Chase Silseth, he is back in the big leagues. Erica Weston talks to him next.
baseball's biggest stories.
Robert Flores wearing tweed.
Wake up to big-name guests.
Very special guests hanging out on the crushed red velvet.
This show is tough to get ready for.
And wake up to a whole lot of fun.
Wearing a robe holding a wooden phone.
MLB Central.
It is absolutely hilarious.
The show baseball fans
And baseball players
Wake up to.
Show's starting to pick up.
I love the energy. I love the unexpected performances.
weekday mornings on MLB Network.
We'll have a little fun and we'll laugh.
2023, welcome to the show.
This is the game we all want to see.
Batting averages are up this year.
Pitch clock has really made a difference.
And so are runs.
He scores. What a stolen base!
With the shift, he never saw these plays.
Guys seem more ready. Athleticism is back in baseball.
The pace, the action.
So much quicker, so much crisper.
And this game is over.
It's the best game in the world. Now it's even better.
For his fifth start of this young season as he heads out to the bullpen for his warm-up tosses. Third game of a four-game series between the Angels and the A's. And Patrick Sandoval very good against this Oakland Athletics team last season. 3-0 with an ERA under 2. 1 HR allowed in just 30 innings. So good stuff for him. Hopefully he can continue that run here tonight as we welcome you back outside the Big A. Underneath the hat, GA, Mark Langston alongside myself. You know what, Chase Silseth, we talked about it at the end of the postgame show last night. Phil Nevin said it in his press conference. You have Austin Warren heading to the IL with right elbow inflammation. Chase Silseth, the hurler, he is coming back. Langer, I'm going to go to you first. We got a chance to see him, a small snapshot. He was great against Oakland, 6 innings, and then all of a sudden he struggled after that and he was sent back to the minor leagues. But what did you see? What did you like in the time he was here?
Yeah, I didn't feel like he was intimidated at all. That's the first thing you look at for a young pitcher. How do they fare? They look like they're intimidated at all? It looks like the game speeds up on them. We saw 6 one-hit shutout innings by him in his major league debut. That lets you know that he was not afraid of the moment, was ready for it. And then you look at the rest of this resume last year, it became in the strike zone, just like we've been talking about Patrick Sandoval. You've got to stay in that strike zone. He's got stuff. He touched 99 miles an hour last year with a really good split to go with that. So what does he got to do? And you got to remember, he's 22 years old, by the way. He's still 22 years old.
Yep.
So he's a young guy still learning this craft here at the major league level. He's got power stuff, off to an unbelievable start at AAA this year. So with that being said, you still got some fine-tuning when you're 22 years old, but look for him to be a guy. I'm not sure where they're going to use him. Obviously, he's going to start in the bullpen, but if something, another hiccup or even something down the road, he could be in this Angels rotation.
11th round pick, 2021, the first player from that draft to make it to the big leagues. What do you want to see out of a young pitcher from a mannerism standpoint as far as moxie, confidence? Give me something.
Poise. I mean, presence on the mound. I mean, you just have to let people know that you're out there. You can't, because they can clearly, people can clearly see. One of our teammates we used to have, HUD used to always say he's visibly shaken out there. So players can read body language, and you know what? Then they go after it when they do.
All right, somebody who is never shaken. Yes, I'm talking about Erica Weston, who's down on the field inside the Big A. She joins us now. Chase Silseth is here. Erica, give us the latest on what you're hearing.
I don't know about never shaken, but I'll take the compliment for sure. Yeah, last night he was scratched from that start, expected to start last night with AAA Salt Lake. Now, he had been dealing with a blister issue, so we weren't entirely sure if that meant exactly he was going to be here or not, but he said there is no blister issue anymore. He is totally fine. They told him about 6:10 last night. Hey, can you be on a 7:55 flight? He said, yeah, no problem. I'll get there. He was in the middle of his warm-ups, before he got the word that he was actually going to be up here today. So he got in last night. He is here, and as Langer mentioned, He has been dominating down at AAA, 2-0 in 4 games, an ERA under 1, and he has really set out about the stamina this season. That last start in spring training before he was optioned against the Cincinnati Reds, cruising through the first couple of innings before he allowed 7 runs in the 4th inning. He was really frustrated after that, and he has taken that into this season with AAA Salt Lake. But the time being, he is down in the bullpen. He hasn't been there since his freshman year of college at Tennessee. Here is more from Chase Silseth earlier today.
Feeling good, you know. I'm gonna do whatever they ask me to do, whatever to help the team win, and just give it my best. You know, foreign territory, but it's still 60 feet 6 inches, and that's at the end of the day, that's what it is. What was it? Oh, sorry.
I was just going to ask if there was, if you knew that there was a possibility coming into the season that you would be asked to come in out of the bullpen.
No, not specifically. I wasn't told anything, but you know, always in the back of my mind, I'm just ready for anything. And if they, you know, I've thought about it a couple times on what could happen, but like they said, they call me up here to be in the bullpen. I'm excited to do that, and you know, ready to get to work. Really excited.
And we're excited to have him here, certainly. And yes, he will start in the bullpen. Whether or not that means he's going to eventually move to the rotation, that remains to be seen. I asked Phil Nevin before the game today how that role in the pen might look, and he said probably in multiple ways, but it's definitely going to depend on what the game dictates. He could see him in a short burst kind of guy, the uptick in the velo in that situation, an inning or 2 certainly. But guys, they said they want to be mindful of that because he hasn't pitched in back-to-back days, and he hasn't pitched 3 out of 4 days. So they're certainly going to be mindful about his usage while he is down in the bullpen for however long that may be. Who knows? Maybe we'll see him in the rotation. That remains to be seen.
All right, Erica, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So look forward to everything throughout the course of this game. Okay, I'm not going to compare him to Frankie Rodriguez because he's so young, but you made a great point when we were talking about K-Rod. He was a starter in the minor leagues, kept getting hurt, and they put him in the bullpen, and we all know how that worked out. When you have the stuff of a Silseth, I know it's still early, could he be in the back end of that bullpen?
He could, and the key thing is that he's young. He's still learning, and I'm sure he doesn't really quite have a grasp of what kind of pitcher he really is. I mean, he's only 22 years old, and he's still trying to find his way, but the stuff is there, and it'll be interesting to see moving forward what they do with him.
Where do you think, Langer, with the stuff he's got, his youth, and I know he's got that starter mentality, but where does he fit in your opinion?
Yeah, we're going to have to find out because it's a different role. When you've been a starter and all of a sudden you're in the bullpen, it's a different mentality, and we'll have to see if he can transform from that guy that knows, hey, I'm pitching every 4 days or every 5 days, to a guy that, hey, when that phone rings, how quickly can you get ready? Because that's a whole different animal that he's not used to. Does he have the stuff? Certainly he has the stuff. His fastball plays. He's got that great split that we talked about before. And so the stuff definitely can be there. He doesn't have that slider that Frankie had, and that I mean, that was
not a lot of people do. So once again, not comparing him to K-Rod. I know, no way. Yes.
Yeah, so that was a difference. But a live fastball, power plays at the major league level in today's game. He's got the power arm, and he's got swing and miss stuff.
He is back in the big leagues, and that's where he wants to be. So wherever he ends up, you know he is going to take it on and make it happen. As we take a little time out here on the program, when we do come back, we're going to continue to make it happen because Brandon Drury is making it happen. The last 2 games against the A's, he is heating up. We'll look back at what he's been able to do right after this.
It's your journey. Wondering how you stack up? Well, get ready to bring your best stuff to MLB Pitch Hit and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Sign up for free for a chance to play your way to the 2023 Pitch Hit and Run Finals at the World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com today. I'ma do what? That's on me.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
back to Angels baseball coming at you from the Big A. Patrick Sandoval on the hill, set to make his 5th start of the season, and hoping he gets the run support the Angels have been able to put on the board, especially the last 2 games. How about 15 combined runs? Yes, let's get some run support for Patrick Sandoval here tonight as we welcome you back to Angels Live from right outside the Big A. Ken French, of course, Garrett Anderson, Mark Langston along with us, and let's dive into that offensive production. We've been talking about pitching, the bullpen, but the hitting has been consistent, and right in the middle of that, guys, has been Brandon Drury. On Sunday, he picked up a Silver Slugger as a utility player from last year. GA, I don't know, when he got that award, something clicked because he's 5 for 8, hitting .625, 2 homers and 6 RBIs his last 2 games.
Yeah, only thing I have to say is he hit 28 and drove in 87 last year. So nobody does that by accident at all. So it was just a matter of time, maybe just being on a new team and maybe trying a little bit too hard. Just a little speculation, but it's going to happen.
Yeah, 6 RBI in his last 2, 5 in the 20 prior to that. Langer, is that, I mean, he's a local kid. He wanted to be here, wanted to be an Angel. Yeah, I see exactly what GA's saying.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. And certainly GA would know better than me. Obviously, you have to trust the process. This guy's a veteran. It's not his first year. He just trusts the process. He knows he can hit. He knows those things are going to come together at some point. I liked his at-bats. When you start seeing guys go the other direction with stuff, as you know, GA could tell you that means they're about to bust out. And we saw him start to go the other way. And he's hit the ball on the screws, bits and pieces throughout the season. But you just knew as a matter of time, there's a reason the Angels signed this guy. Yeah. And there's a reason that he put up the numbers that Garrett was talking about. So with that being said, it's going to click at some point. Trust the process. He was doing that. And sure enough, he has done it the last 2 nights.
Yeah, good for him. A couple nights ago, 2 homers and a little punch, and Judy for a big RBI, too. He's doing it both ways, which is great. Okay, guys, last night we saw Mason Miller, right? One of the young rookies for this A's team. Tonight, we're going to see Mr. Medina, Luis Medina, 23 years old, part of the big Yankee trade with Montas and Trevino. And GA, when you have a rookie pitcher who no one has ever seen before, how do you approach a guy like this, who, by the way, can hit triple digits again, but he's known as wild?
I definitely will just look for his fastball because it is electric, and just try to maybe sacrifice in the bat. Look for some off-speed pitches. You want to get a feel for his stuff as quick as you can.
Yeah, make him throw strikes. This guy's had issues throwing strikes at the minor league level. Make him throw strikes. You may have a good heater. You're going to have to prove it to me.
He's the number 18 prospect by the Oakland A's in Major League Baseball, so he'll be making his debut tonight. Curveball, above average changeup, of course, that fastball. We got to figure out the control issue, though. We'll see how that shakes out tonight as we take another time out here in the program. And this, it says in my notes, Mark Langston's got to go. So long, sir. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and he is back at our post-game show after this game is all said and done. But on the other side, we're going to get you ready for the pitch in Game 3.
Introducing the Bally Sports TV screen.
Keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way. Think baseball.
There's something that's been missing in the debate.
Think analysis.
Now he goes into his contract year. What do you do with this guy?
Think advanced metrics.
He understands the math and the need for fresh arms.
Think MLB Now, the show for the thinking fan. Only on MLB Network.
2023, welcome to the show.
This is the game we all want to see.
Batting averages are up this year.
Pitch clock has really made a difference.
And so are runs.
He scores. What a stolen base!
With the shift, he never saw these plays.
Guys seem more ready. Athleticism is back in baseball.
The pace, the action.
So much quicker, so much crisper.
And this game is over!
It's the best game in the world. Now it's even better.
See it.
He struck him out. It's out of here.
Feel it.
I can't wait for this game to start. He took a home run away.
Live it.
That is as good as it gets.
The big plays.
The beauty of sports is when the hero comes through.
Yeah, the tense moments.
We have an update we must show you.
He's done it again.
With live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
The fun thing is to watch the cat and mouse game.
MLB Tonight on MLB Network.
win at home, fans can redeem a free medium fries with a $1 minimum purchase at participating SoCal McDonald's. Download and register on the McDonald's app. Yeah, after the win last night, these kids are eating fries for a $1 minimum purchase, and they're sharing because that's what kids do. Here's the batting order that Phil Nevin will put out on the field. Hunter Renfrow back in after a day off. What do you expect out of him tonight?
He's chomping at the bit. He missed out on the party last night.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
But no, he gets off his feet for a day and, catches his breath and gets back in there and gets back in with the boys.
Right. Luis Renfrow, who's played his 6th straight, he gets the day off. And, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another backyard barbecue. Yeah, exactly right. Angels baseball from the Big A coming at you next.
Every rider has a story. For some,
wake up to baseball's biggest stories.
Robert Flores wearing tweed.
Wake up to big-name guests.
Very special guests hanging out on the crushed red velvet.
This show is tough to get ready for.
And wake up to a whole lot of fun.
Wearing a robe holding a wooden phone.
MLB Central.
It is absolutely hilarious.
The show baseball fans
and baseball players
wake up to.
Show's starting to pick up.
I love the energy. I love the unexpected performances.
Weekday mornings on MLB Network.
We'll have a little fun and we'll laugh.
MLB The Show Legend Line. Ready to play?
Let's get it.
Come on. Nice.
That was sick.
Man, you like that? Check out the new Storylines mode where you can play as one of the Negro League baseball legends.
Your voice sounds familiar. Do I know you?
Just call me the captain.
Rated E for everyone.
This is Mookie Betts. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Mookie Betts plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network. Sports West, the heart of the fan.
Nothing like a beat shot to get us ready for City Connect uniforms tonight. Tonight's game presented by Jack in the Box. It's game 3 of a 4-game series between the Los Angeles Angels and the Oakland A's. Alongside Mark Gubas, I'm Wayne Randazzo. And Gooby, we saw a really good, clean team win for the Angels last night.
Yeah, they pitched very well. The bullpen was outstanding. Some timely hitting. The defense was good. But I just love the approach they had at the plate throughout. A power throw and a Mason Miller last night.
Yeah, it was the approach that turned out a lot of opposite field base hits for the Angels yesterday.
Yeah, Wayne, they let that baseball get a little bit deeper. When you're facing the guy throwing 100, 101 miles per hour, you don't want to be out in front of that. You sort of stay back. Mike Trout got that going the other way. Yeah, Brandon Drury going back up the middle. Gio Urshela letting that baseball, get deeper in there, and then you got Matt Thaiss going the other way himself. So the approach was there. It allows you as a hitter to read and recognize pitches much better when you get that baseball deeper in the strike zone. You can read all the pitches and take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. 7 of the 10 hits going the other way. 8 singles, a double, and a triple, but the approach was fantastic throughout as far as going the other way. They're going to face a fireball again today when Medina will throw a bat 101, 102 miles an hour. So let that baseball get a little bit deeper. Maybe you're going to have to do that with that fastball.
StatCast don't lie. 7 opposite field hits yesterday. We'll see how it goes tonight. It is Luis Medina's major league debut for the Oakland A's, and he'll be facing Patrick Sandoval, who is on the mound for the Angels tonight. Sandoval trying to get things going after a couple of outings on the East Coast that didn't go so well for him. So we'll see how Sandoval looks tonight against an A's team that he's had a lot of success against in his career. It's game 3 of this 4-game set. The Angels trying to win 2 out of the first 3 against Oakland. We'll have game 3 coming up in just a moment. The Angels and the A's from the Big A.
MLB The Show legend line. Ready to play?
Let's get it.
Come on. Nice.
That was sick.
Man, you like that? Check out the new Storylines mode where you can play as one of the Negro League baseball legends.
Your voice sounds familiar. Do I know you?
Just call me the captain.
Rated E for everyone.
Keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way.
Hey kids, join MLB Network and your favorite players for a show made just for you. Play ball. It's all the big moments, bat flips, and amazing plays from an exciting week of baseball and tips to up your game. Right here on MLB Network.
Ready to go on the mound tomorrow for the finale of this series against the Oakland A's. Tonight, he's in the lineup. Of course he is. We'll see Shohei and the Angels against the Oakland A's in just a moment. Calling.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always. so you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Sign up today for free chicken thighs in every box for a year.
ED is difficult for me and for my partner. Through HIMS, I can message a licensed provider about clinically proven ED treatments. Like the generic form of Viagra, which can cost 90% less than the brand name version. Then HIMS ships discreetly to my door for free. I never knew it could be this easy to get my confidence back. Now we can both count on a great experience every time. Start your free visit today at forhims.com.
Them to a series victory against the Oakland A's. Griffin Canning did his part last night, winning for the first time since June of 2021. He struck out 7 in 5+ innings. Tomorrow, it's Shohei Ohtani on the mound, the man who has the second best ERA in the major leagues. In his last 4 home starts, he has no ERA. He's given up no earned runs over his last 29 innings at Angel Stadium. And tonight, Patrick Sandoval against an Oakland team that he's pitched well against will have an opportunity to get himself going and the Halos as well, as Sandoval tries to get the victory here tonight against the Oakland A's. And in the City Connects, there is Patrick Sandoval.
Yeah, we got to get back to that aggressive nature and attacking the strike zone for Patrick Sandoval. 3.38 ERA in 4 starts, a whip a little bit higher than normal for Sandoval. My go-tos, though, to see Patrick Sandoval turn this one around tonight against a team he's had a lot of success against, is ride that fastball above the hand. He's had a lot of success with his 4-seam fastball this year, and then throw that slider in the lower corners. That means down and in, and also that backdoor slider. Better effective at and get some more chase and swing and misses with his slider tonight.
We'll see how it goes for Patrick Sandoval tonight. Couple starts out east that weren't his best. And defense didn't help him at Fenway, and then his control abandoned him at Yankee Stadium. So back on his home mound in his home area. It's Esteury Ruiz with a ground ball that Neto is able to make a diving stop on, but would have had no chance to throw out Ruiz from the hole at short. Ruiz too fast. So on the first pitch of the game, Esteury Ruiz has an infield single.
And Ruiz throughout this entire series, and what we even saw up in Oakland, he is going to be in attack mode on the first pitch every time. So he got that 4-seam fastball. You want to work ahead, especially get that first pitch for a strike, but Ruiz ready to swing at it. But also now Sandoval has 2 career pickoffs, doesn't give up a lot of stolen bases. This could be one of those times where Oakland's going to be aggressive.
The batter is Jordan Diaz. See the Oakland lineup, including Brent Rooker, who's been their best hitter. Former Angel Carlos Perez behind the plate and catching. Tonight, Shea Langoliers is the DH for the Oakland A's.
I'm going to go after that slider, that backdoor slider there.
Now, we talked about Anthony Volpe last night and the hopping that he was doing at first base when he was on during the Yankees Angels series. He didn't do it against Patrick Sandoval, and that was by design. Aaron Boone did not want to take any chances running against Sandoval. Here's Diaz with a fly ball to center field, easy for Mike Trout. And there's the first out of the ball game.
Let's take a look at our defense today by Easton and Easton. And Brandon Drury at second base. 981 career fielder at second base. 1,000 is your 5 double plays turn. You got Neto at short. We saw him trying to make a great play on that ground ball by Ruiz. Rendon, Urshela at first. Matt Thaiss behind the plate. Taylor Ward out in left. Mike Trout in center. Hunter Renfrow back in the lineup out in right field with that 59 career outfield assists. Brandon Drury has been solid at second base for the Halos this year. 5 double plays turned.
Brent Rooker swings and misses on a slider from Sandoval. These two have a little bit of history. Patrick Sandoval once took a no-hitter into the 9th inning in a game against the Minnesota Twins in July of 2021. It was Rooker who broke that no-hitter up.
Remember that very well. A little base hit down the right field line.
Ruiz running, and he'll steal second easily, and now he takes off for third. He'll make it there as Matt Thaiss chucked that ball into center field. So the A's doing what the Yankees wouldn't against Sandoval, taking some chances on the bases, and it pays off.
Yeah, pretty big jump. Good pitch to go on, too, a changeup. And that throw by Thaiss, he dropped his elbow and it sailed on him into center field.
Well, Oakland has scored first in each game in this series, and now they have a chance to do so again. With a man on third and one out. The number 3 batter, Brent Rooker, at the plate. The infield comes in for the Angels.
So you look out, and that sun is right in the eyes of Patrick Sandoval now here. As you look in for your sign, it's not going to affect the batter at all, but it's more of a difficult thing as a pitcher. You're looking in. Although with the pitch calm and things we've been seeing so far, you really don't see that a whole lot as far as worried about seeing in signs.
Just that perfect time of the year as the days get longer. Rooker hits it back toward the mound. It's going to score a run. Neto's only played at first as that ball got by the mound. And once it did, Ruiz was able to score. So Rooker gets an RBI even with the infield in, and the error turns into a run. It's 1-0 Oakland.
And trying to keep that in front. If you're able to field that ball, even with a contact play, and you're going to have a play at the plate as a pitcher just by Sandoval, especially as lefty on the glove side, that's your best shot of getting to that baseball.
So the base is empty with 2 outs. Here's Jesus Aguilar looking at strike 1. Sandoval allowed 5 runs in his last start, walked 6. He did face the A's in Oakland earlier this year. Only allowed 1 run in that game on a home run to Ramon Laureano. It's the only homer that Sandoval's allowed so far this year. Aguilar waves and misses to end the inning as Patrick Sandoval retires 3 straight, but an unearned run has given the A's a 1-0 lead.
Welcome to the Aura Sleep Lab. You need a bit more deep sleep. Getting enough high-quality sleep increases immunity. Why? Because sleep helps fend off sickness. A good night's sleep boosts your number of infection-fighting antibodies and cells. And with your Aura Ring, you can learn how to sleep deep and keep your immunity up. It's like having a sleep lab on your finger. Go to sleep with auraring.com.
To get your best night's sleep, you need to sleep in something extraordinary. Woven with a silky softness unlike any other. From organic threads that are slow spun and finished in flame. Made from an ingredient so rare, less than 1% of the world's cotton meets our quality. It's the most extraordinary fabric ever made. Only from Boll & Branch.
Ward, Trout, Ohtani at the top of the order. Hunter Renfrow back in there after getting yesterday off. Gio Urshela has been a steady presence in the Angels lineup at first base tonight, batting 7th, as we'll see the major league debut of another hard-throwing A's prospect. It's Luis Medina on the mound for Oakland.
Yeah, he can run his fastball anywhere between 100 and 102 miles per hour, though, but control has been an issue for him. My go-tos to have success against this power arm here today is make him throw strikes. 8 walks and 9 1/3 innings pitched AAA and middle to away approach on his fastball, just like we saw last night against Mason Miller, especially when he's up there at 100 miles an hour.
You can trust that Miller was going to throw strikes. Medina throws one there and Ward fouls it off, but generally Medina has been all over the place throughout his minor league career. This season alone, 8 walks per 9 innings at the AAA level, but it's been like that his entire pro career. He's never been able to find the plate. Taylor Ward with a fly ball to right field. Easy for Connor Capel, and that's the first out.
He really has a tough time with his secondary pitches. He controls his fastball a little bit more, but his secondary pitches between his curveball and changeup, it's been tough.
Think about these numbers in the minor leagues. 6.3 walks per 9 innings in his career in the minor leagues, and 2.3 wild pitches per 9 innings in his minor league career. Mike Trout takes ball 1 from Medina, so important for the Angels to explore those control issues that Medina's had his entire pro career here in his big league debut.
And generally you want to be a little bit patient on that. And Mahunde key to the game today, going for Harry Belafonte. Rest in peace. Jump in the line. I mean, stay and hit those line drives up the middle the other way. It's like we saw, and get that length in the lineup again. 1 through 9 to balance.
Good fastball in on the hands. 99 from Medina. He can run it up there 100 plus at times.
Again, when you see a power arm like this, they're providing you the power, so you just get the barrel on the bat like Trout did. That shot to right field that ended up jumping into the stands yesterday.
There's a breaking ball, and it's in there for strike 3. So Medina's thrown strikes here to the first 2 hitters. He's got 2 outs, including his first big league strikeout against a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah. And they're going to save that baseball.
That's certainly one to take back to the Dominican Republic for Luis Medina. He's from Nagua in the DR. And the authenticator is making sure it's all packaged up the right way. And Shohei Ohtani takes strike 1. So for all the control issues that Medina's had in the minor leagues, he's throwing nothing but strikes here in the first inning.
He's under control in his delivery so far, not overthrowing.
Shohei Ohtani's just 4 for his last 27. Asked Phil Nevin before the game today what he's seeing from Shohei's at bats. They're trying to get him to just center his location on what he's swinging at inside the zone.
He's been getting himself out a lot with all speed pitches, whether a slow curveball like that or changeups. So far, Medina's able to throw his curveball where he wants to.
Just 23 years old. He'll be 24 next week. Medina he goes to 2 balls 2 strikes on Ohtani with that fastball right at 100 miles an hour.
He's going to have a tough time getting in there right now to throw this pitch before the pitch timer comes into play. He's able to get in there quick enough.
He runs it into Shohei, so it's a full count. 3 balls 2 strikes. Anthony Rendon waits his turn, hoping to get one here in the bottom of the first. Ohtani stays alive, slashing that fastball foul.
You'd see him motion himself just to stay back a little bit longer. He felt like he opened up on that fastball at 99. It's always good, whether he's on the mound or at the plate, recognizing what he has done wrong at that particular moment, and hopefully makes that quick adjustment.
He'll be on the mound tomorrow against Oakland. Here's a ground ball hit well to third, backhanded by Aledmys Diaz, bouncing throw, and Aguilar digs it out to end the inning. So Luis Medina was impressive in his first major league inning. It's 1-2-3 against the top of the Angels lineup.
Oh. Yes! Yes! Finally.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always, so you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Sign up today for free chicken thighs in every box for a year.
Silseth, who has returned to the major leagues. Silseth got off to a good start at AAA Salt Lake, and with Austin Warren going on the injured list today, Silseth has been added to the roster, but not to be a starting pitcher. He's going to be in the bullpen for Phil Nevin. He's available tonight, so we could see Chase Silseth working in an unfamiliar role. As Carlos Perez, the former Angel, takes ball one.
Perez has really hit the ball well here early on for the A's.
Perez is batting .414 to start the year. It's a very good start for him. He had some really good years in the minors the last couple of seasons. He had 31 home runs at AAA last year and 31 the year before. One ball, two strikes on Perez, who's been given an opportunity at the big league level again by Oakland. Most of his big league at bats were as an Angel in 2015 and 16. Two balls, two strikes on Perez. Sandoval allowed an unearned run in the top of the first. Esteury Ruiz had an infield hit, stole a base, and then went to third on a throwing error by Matt Thaiss. So a ground out brought him home. Perez taps it to short. Neto waits for it and swings it to first to retire Perez. One out. Talked about Chase Silseth. For more on his call up, here's Erica Weston.
Yeah, he found out yesterday he was getting the call in his pre-game meeting. He was starting to do his warm-ups. He was supposed to get the start last night for AAA Salt Lake. They said it was 6:10 last night. Hey, can you be on a 7:55 flight? He said, I'm there. No, we haven't talked to Chase since that final outing in spring training before he was optioned against the Reds, cruising through the first couple of innings. Wheels kind of fell off in the fourth inning. It really had an impact on him. He said it was like a broken record, so he's been trying to change this as far as the stamina part of that is concerned. And he did add that cutter, that pitch during spring training, and he said that's been the difference maker for him down at AAA. Gooby, he said he was able to add a couple ticks on the velo, and that's really changed his mindset. He just gets so excited he wants to slow the game down, but those two things have really been effective for him.
Yeah, the cutter is really effective because last year when you look back, he really struggled against left-handed batters. Now you throw that cutter in on the hand, that opens up the outer part of the plate with his fastball and splitter.
We heard Erica mention the stamina factor, and Silseth had some outings last year where the middle innings didn't go so well for him after solid starts to games. Well, now he doesn't really have to worry about that, at least in the short term, if he's going to be pitching out of the bullpen inning or two at a time. How does that change what his stuff will look like and what his mentality will be like?
And Wayne, he's a high energy guy, so sometimes he'd be over into throwing the ball, but you don't have to worry about maintaining that stamina if you're going to go 1 or 2 innings. So I think that's going to help him in that role, and he has almost like that mentality of a closer anyhow. He's always in attack mode, doesn't like a hit or even fouling a ball off him. So he's going to I think he's got a chance to be pretty effective in that role because he's got plus stuff to be effective going through a lineup once or twice to be able to get through that lineup pretty easily.
Bounce to third. Rendon comes in for the high hop and throws out Aledmys Diaz. So 2 up, 2 down. It was against the A's last year when Chase Silseth made his major league debut May 13th at the Coliseum, and it was a good one. 1 hit allowed, 6 scoreless innings, as Silseth did a really nice job in that game and had some good moments for the Angels after that. But it was really those middle innings as he went along, the second and third times through the order, where Silseth paid the price a little bit.
You can see how good that four-seam fastball upstairs. He was touching 97, 98 in that game, and his splitter was devastating. But now you had that cutter to keep those lefties aware of something inside now.
Good pitch there by Sandoval to Langoliers. And again, it should be noted that, you know, Sunday's start right now is still going to be Jose Suarez. Silseth is not here to take that role. He's here to pitch out of the bullpen. A good changeup now by Sandoval to get Langoliers to whiff.
Sandoval so far 3 ground ball outs and 1 strikeout. So often we're seeing that automatic. It's like automatic step out with 2 strikes on you.
Yeah, especially slowing down Sandoval. Once he gets in that groove, he works quickly. He's retired 5 straight after the leadoff base hit by Ruiz in the first. He's working ahead of Langoliers here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Sandoval's got his 2nd strikeout in his first 1-2-3 inning.
Hey kids, join MLB Network and your favorite players for a show made just for you. Play ball. It's all the big moments, bat flips, and amazing plays from an exciting week of baseball and tips to up your game. Right here on MLB Network.
Imagine an entire channel dedicated to taking you to the most exciting moments in baseball as they happen.
It's gone!
With live look-ins to clutch at bats.
A walk-off slam!
And players on the edge of making history.
This could be it! 62!
It's the best seat in the house at every ballpark. All commercial-free.
Can you believe it?
MLB Network Strike Zone. Wednesdays and Fridays, all season long.
The Texas Rangers, the first 25,000 fans, will add a long sleeve hooded shirt to their wardrobe, courtesy of Pachango Resort Casino. Visit angels.com/promotions for more info on the fans tonight, rocking the City Connect uniforms. Some of the best City Connect uniforms in the big leagues, as the Angels wear theirs tonight and tomorrow. And here's Anthony Rendon taking strike 1 from Luis Medina.
Love these uniforms. Just even during batting practice, where they show on the scoreboard, just the different sights of the ocean and the waves. It's so cool.
They also come with the cream-colored uniform, the hoodies, and the practice shirts that the Angels have. There's Ohtani in the jersey, but some of the coaches and the manager wearing the cream-colored hoodie with the City Connect logo. Rendon the other way, a base hit. You talked about it in the open, Gooby. Opposite field base hits against the hard-throwing pitchers.
You just have to trust your hands, and it's tough to do that when you see somebody throwing that hard, but let that get a little bit deeper, and then you have a better shot at hitting that ball, and he's providing the power on the barrel. Just let it get deeper and just go the other way. This is a great swing by Anthony Rendon. It feels like he's getting ready to lock in.
Leadoff hit, the first hit for the Halos tonight. And here's Hunter Renfrow, fresh off a day off yesterday. Loops this ball to left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Rendon pulls up at second base. Back-to-back singles begin the bottom of the second.
So off the top of my head, it seems like when a guy gets a day off, that next day they have a big game. Drury did it. Trout did it.
Rendon.
Yep. Taylor Ward, same thing. So you just rested, just think, clear the mind. They go out and have a nice game the next day, and they all have done that.
Well, 2 on. Here's Brandon Drury. Drury's had a good series. 6 runs batted in, a 2-run triple in the game yesterday. Knocked in 4 on Monday. Had a couple of homers then too. This is where Medina with men on base. We talked about all the wild pitches in the minor leagues, the control problems. This is where you might want to keep an eye on that with 2 on, nobody out to start the inning.
So far, he looks pretty under control. Now 2-0 counts now with first and second. Then that's when the game, especially as a young pitcher, and then you have those doubts. That negative thought that starts creeping in. So this should be if a pitch is close to the zone, this should be a good one to drive for Drury.
Drury smacks it toward right. Keeple on the run, moving toward the corner. It falls in for a base hit. Rendon's around third. He'll score. Renfrow gets the stop sign at third, while Brandon Drury continues his red-hot hitting. It's an opposite field RBI double. The Angels tie the game, and Drury has his 7th RBI of the series.
And he's starting to really crush ball, coming in slugging at .413, right down the heart of the plate, and crushes one the other way. And right on cue. They must have been watching our opening today, Wayne. All those hits the other way. 7 of 10 last night. Couple already today, and 1 up the middle.
Somebody listens to us.
What?
Here's Gio Urshela, 2 in scoring position. A run is in. Urshela fits that mold too. Being able to go to the opposite field with regularity, uses the middle of the field a lot.
You just really don't have the contact play on all the time, but you have your infield playing back, middle infield. You got to think if it gets by the pitcher, you got to go home on it.
Renfrow, the runner at third. Drury's at second. There's a good curveball, but Medina did not get the benefit of that call from home plate umpire and crew chief Jim Wolf.
Good guy from the West Hills area, San Fernando Valley. His brother Randy, very good pitcher at the major league level.
That oddity of Jim Wolf working Phillies games back then, when Randy Wolf was pitching for the Phillies, was not allowed to be the home plate umpire if his brother was on the mound. But he could still umpire in the series.
So chances are he wasn't calling any balks.
Yeah, I mean, it's
that would be a good conversation at the Thanksgiving table.
It's still faulty thinking, I think, to have him in there with his brother, even on one of the teams.
Yes.
You know, if you don't trust him to be the home plate umpire, you shouldn't trust him anywhere else.
He's a really good umpire too, though. Really good.
He's been around a while. It's been a while since Randy Wolf was a major league pitcher. Urshela taps it back to the mound. Medina looks Renfrow back to third. Good job by Medina to handle his position there and get the first out of the inning on Urshela.
Well, you can see by that indication there, if that ball gets by him, Renfrow was going home on that one. That was a really good play. Not only that, he might even get a chance to go back up through the middle. Filled his position well. Reaches back. That's not an easy one when you reach back. The glove side, if it's that side of your body, it's easier to make that play, but reaching back, it's a tough one.
Here's Matt Thaiss. Made a throwing error earlier that cost the Angels a run. It was an unearned run in the top of the first for Oakland. Angels have tied it here in the bottom of the second, but now trying to at least get one more with a man on third and less than 2 outs. You get Drury in scoring position as well. One ball, 1 strike on Thaiss. It'd be high time here for the Angels from their perspective if Medina chucks one of those wild pitches that he was known for in the minor leagues. Thaiss rips one to the right field corner. That's going to be down for a base hit. It bounces over the wall for an automatic double. 2-run score, and Matt Thaiss hammering the Angels into the lead. It's 3-1 here in the second.
And that had to make Matt Thaiss feel really good on that swing right there, especially after that first inning. It's that quickly into the stands. That's a pretty good exit velocity on that one there from Matt Thaiss. Going 109 miles per hour off the bat.
It's that classic lefty swing as Scott Emerson, the A's pitching coach, goes out. If you miss in that bottom part of the zone, he crushes it.
It's a good swing. He's been hitting the ball hard himself lately, getting some at bats here, obviously more and more. Back-to-back games. 2 RBIs on that one, giving him now 4 on the season for Matt Thaiss. First double.
So the Angels have the lead. Zach Neto's at the plate. Medina's allowed 3 runs on 4 hits. He might be thinking to himself, you know, throwing all these strikes is overrated.
Yes. I want to make him uncomfortable.
Neto drives one to the gap in right center. That's another hit. It scores another run. Matt Thaiss comes home. Neto digs for Semmet. Helfrich goes flying off. And a dive into second base for Neto. It's an RBI double. 4-1 in favor of the Angels.
3 doubles in this inning alone for the Halos. That another opposite field crusher. Out over the plate. He is super quick on the high fastballs. That's a good swing. Slides in there with an RBI double. 4th double, 4th RBI. Zach Neto. Just like that, he had too many strikes.
Yeah. Forget this, he's saying. Strikes? I'm going to just throw the ball over the place and hope for the best.
I want him uncomfortable in the batter's box. There he was, back to that overthrown breaking ball. But I'll tell you what, he's got some life on his fastball. He's under control. He's fell behind a couple times on 2-0 counts. A lot more strikes. What a deep lineup this is.
It really is. So now that Neto's here, filling out that number 9 spot. And now the control abandoning Medina a bit.
Boy, the Angels have been scoring a lot of runs in the first and second innings of ball games.
They have outscored their opponents in the first 3 innings of games by a wide margin so far this year.
That's 3 in a row, not even really close.
The Angels have outscored their opponents at a +32 margin in the first 3 innings this season. That includes the 3-run advantage here tonight. And there's ball 4 to Taylor Ward, and here's Mike Trout.
These are the moments. Trout is such a smart hitter. He knows exactly what to look for. And after a pitcher throws that many pitches out of the strike zone, you think, oh, maybe take one, but no. Trout doesn't swing at the first pitch a lot. But I think fastball right here, he's got to be ready to let it go.
8th man to bat in this inning. Only 1 out has been recorded. 5 hits, 4 runs. And there's ball 1 to Trout. So Luis Medina thinking that all this tutelage of throwing strikes was a big hill of beans. Well, now he's starting to miss the strike zone. He walked Ward. He's fallen behind Trout. Trout with a drive to right toward the corner, but it's slicing foul. Had home run distance.
I'm really liking the approach lately for Trout. He's hitting a lot of baseballs really hard. To right field, right center, back up the middle. Still has that capability of turning on something on the inner half, especially that down and in pitch.
Ground ball to the left side. The shortstop throws it away. Smith throws it past third. The Angels got a little twisted up on the bases as Neto made a turn around third, but held up. Ward was halfway to third, thinking Neto was going to score. He went back to second base, and Trout's aboard at first as Kevin Smith did the smart thing by picking that ball up and throwing it to third. Just made a bad throw.
Yeah, that was the right decision to make on that one. And on the backhand, that's a long throw across the diamond potentially against Trout. You might not have a play there. Shohei says, you know what, stay there. I like bases loaded.
Here's Shohei with a chance to break it open early. Medina wants no part of it. Ball one. It was funny, we saw Neto make that play happen at Yankee Stadium. You know, his first week in the big leagues, he made a really good play in the hole. It shortened through to Rendon for a force out in a situation similar to that. Ohtani had a pitch to handle there and bounced it foul.
That's a great point, Wayne. You mentioned that because that's a tough play, especially in Yankee Stadium with that energy in that ballpark. As a youngster, your two cities you go to, your call up the big leagues, Boston, Fenway Park, and then Yankee Stadium, but he slows the game down very well.
Shohei's got a home run on this homestand. It was the back end of the 3 straight the Angels hit Sunday against Kansas City. Bounces one to first. That should score a run. Aguilar only gets the out at first as Ohtani gets an RBI. Neto scores. The Angels have a 5 spot here in the second. The Angels have batted around. Here's Anthony Rendon hitting for the second time in this inning.
Started with a real good swing by Anthony Rendon. A ground ball between first and second.
That was the rally starter. Ground ball base hit to right. Then Renfrow singled. Drury doubled home Rendon. Matt Thaiss a 2-run double. Neto a run scoring double. And this is the guy that called Tony two bags. 3 doubles in this inning as part of 5 runs on 5 hits. Chopper to third. Diaz handles it and throws out Rendon to end the inning. The Angels put up a big number in the bottom of the second. It's a 5-run inning. Matt Thaiss had one of the big blows, a 2-run double. Zach Neto an RBI double of his own. The Halos are up by 4 after 2.
When it's about to go down,
this is the story of the night.
MLB Tonight takes you there.
62! How about that?
Big moments, big reactions, and big interviews. Every night, only on MLB Network's MLB Tonight.
Especially 4 in the first last night helped the Angels get out to a victory. 5 in the second tonight against Luis Medina in his major league debut. So now Patrick Sandoval has a lead. And Kevin Smith goes after the first pitch, hits it a long way to right center. Trout is back at the wall, and that's gone. A home run for Smith. It's his second of the series, and Oakland gets a run back to start this 3rd inning.
2 home runs on the season, both in this series. That went a long way the other way. 4-seam fastball, 92. It's what you want to do as a pitcher. You want to put up that 0, and just because of that swing right there, even if Oakland doesn't score any more in this game, or this inning, I should say, they feel they're part of the game on a swing like that. Got to bounce right back if you're Patrick Sandoval.
Sandoval was the toughest pitcher in the major leagues to homer against last year. Remember, he didn't give up his first one until June of last season. He gave up one in his first start this year, had not since. And now he's allowed one to Kevin Smith. So 5-2 in favor of the Angels, and Connor Capel, the number 9 batter at the plate. Last time a lefty homered off of Sandoval a long time ago. Here's a backhand stop by Urshela, leading Sandoval to the bag. And that's the first out. It was Kyle Tucker of the Astros in August of 2021, the last time a lefty went deep off Sandoval.
It's played by Urshela too. Initially, I thought he was going to have to go race to the bag. It looked like Sandoval was a little bit late, covered over, but he picked up that speed and that angle he took straight at the base to get the first out of the inning.
Esteuri Ruiz at the plate.
So now he's been up twice. He swung at the first pitch both times. That's a good decision to drop that big curveball in there.
Got a sword out of it. The pitching ninja likes those swords.
Yes.
Ruiz trying to bunt, got hit by that pitch.
He's asked if he squared around the bunt there, though. If he's squared around, it doesn't matter if it hits his foot.
There was no appeal. He seemed to pull
like he
it
brought
back.
the back. Yes.
So he'll be aboard here in the third with one out. He stole a base earlier tonight. He's talking to Carlos Estevez earlier today. There goes Ruiz as Diaz fouls one back, and he said, you know, the pitching ninja never puts my stuff up. He says, I have nasty stuff too. I should be on the pitching ninja's
When
Twitter.
you see his slider and his change, especially his changeup. All right, work your magic, Wayne.
Yeah, so pitching ninja, if you're listening, give Carlos Estevez a little love.
He was excellent last night. He's been great all season. He's been under control, not overthrown, throwing pitches in the strike zone. This is one of those times if Sandoval, just step off and fire over to first base.
Looping fly ball toward the right field line. That's foul. And he could name it after a Charlie Sheen movie if he really feels like he needs to tie that in. Hashtag Emilio.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Wherever, whatever you need. No balls, 2 strikes on Jordan Diaz. Ruiz running again. Diaz.
He didn't have a good jump on that one. If there's no contact there, that's a good chance of a strike him out, throw him out. Again, you can do that, step off and throw over quickly if you're comfortable as a left-handed pitcher. 6 stolen bases on the season for Ruiz.
Had 54 in the minor leagues last year as he spent time in a couple of different organizations. Kept getting traded. The Padres and the Brewers in the minor leagues last year. Now he's with Oakland. Got a big lead again. He's running again. And Diaz fouls one off again. By the way, congratulations to Drew Maggi of the Pittsburgh Pirates, who at age 33 and after 13 minor league seasons made his major league debut tonight. Got to pinch hit in the Pirates' 8-1 win against the Dodgers.
What a thrill that must have been for him. That long, and it's not an easy life in the minor leagues. That many years. But your dream to make it to the show and be in the game happens.
He got welcomed by a pitch timer violation because the standing ovation he got took too long. Sandoval with a throw to first.
Is that going to be called the Cody Bellinger rule now going forward?
Yeah, Major League Baseball, I know they ask for exceptions, but they need to get a bit of a handle on that to make sure that standing ovations don't result in pitch timer violations. That's a little bit silly. Ruiz runs again. Diaz strikes out, and Thaiss won't throw, as Ruiz has his second stolen base tonight. The Oakland A's have run a lot, and here's another stolen base for them. It is 24 as a team. They've also allowed 27. We saw the Angels take advantage of that last night. They stole 4 bases uncharacteristically because Oakland gives up so many. So 2 outs. Here's Brent Rooker.
And you think, okay, you're down by 3 runs. I think it's the right decision by Ruiz. Get in the scoring position, especially for the hottest hitter on Oakland here with Rooker at the plate. Very difficult. He's not been thrown out yet. 7 for 7.
He's going to third, and he will make that uncontested. So Ruiz pulling out his Ricky Henderson card here. He has stolen 3 bases in the first 3 innings.
Keep in mind, Patrick Sandoval has allowed 5 stolen bases his entire career. He's allowed 3 here tonight.
I told you what Aaron Boone said, that they didn't want Volpe even moving off of first base in Sandoval's last start against the Yankees.
I mean, you look at his delivery, he's pretty quick to the plate. He doesn't have that high leg kick that a lot of times you see a left-handed pitcher have. So he's quick, like I mentioned it before with Cliff Lee, Cy Young Award winner. He was really fast to the plate. He didn't have a great move, but he was quick enough that gives the catcher a chance to throw at base stealers.
Sandoval ahead of Rooker. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. That ball is crushed but foul. Ruiz with a little flip to make sure he didn't get hit by that well-struck ball from Brent Rooker.
That changed up a little bit too much to the plate for Sandoval in that one.
This is a great uniform battle tonight with the Oakland A's in their Kelly greens and the Angels in their City Connect. Off his hands, Rooker grounds to short. Neto quickly to first. A little bit of a high throw, and Urshela dances back to the bag to end the inning. So 1 run for the A's on a homer by Kevin Smith. The Halo lead down to 3.
Hey fans, I'm breaking down MLB Play. I think they're the best MLB games. Now my personal favorite, Beat the Streak. Pick who you'll think will get a hit, building your own streak. It's all on you, baby. You can win $5.6 million. The streak's alive! Next up, Pickle. Guess the player in the fewest number of tries. Got him! And there's other games like Bingo, a race to be first. Bingo! MLB Play. Great games, great prizes, and it's all free. No purchase necessary. Restrictions apply. See official rules and enter at MLB.com/play. Oh yeah!
Keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way.
Using that big part of the field going the other way. That's our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. You see that exit velocity, especially Matt Thaiss, 109 miles per hour. Neto on the 1.1. See where those hits are? Guy providing that kind of power with that arm. Success going the other way and turning on it like Thaiss did when he got one some inside, especially when he got the count his way.
Hunter Renfrow leads off the bottom of the 3rd. The A's gave a lot of credit to Mason Miller last night after he allowed 4 in the 1st. Hunter Renfrow drives one to left. Way back. Rooker watches it fly. That's gone. Hunter Renfrow, fresh off having yesterday to himself, back in the lineup tonight, cranks his 7th home run. He's the team leader in that category, and it's 6-2.
Exit velo 106.7. Brett Phillips. Muto bringing it in there. Hunter Renfrow, that day off, recharged, crushing the baseball 2 for 2 with that home run now.
He has been the Kabuto master so far. He's worn it more than anybody, and he wears it the best too. He's got a little bit of a bigger head, I feel like, and you got to have the big head for the Kabuto.
He was goodwill hunting a fastball on that one.
6-2 Angels. See, his regular helmet and the Kabuto are not that much different size.
I'm glad you said that, not me. Way to respond right back to that run by Oakland. Fastball up, and he crushes anything above the belt. It was a cool 420. Some height to that one also.
He gave that one a ride. Definitely one of the higher arching home runs that the Angels have hit this year. Drury could not hold his swing. He's out on strikes.
After with a fastball, 96 above the belt, and he was on that one. What a swing that was, and the follow through. You just can't even see that baseball, how high that was hit. It kind of reminds you of a guy that used to wear that Oakland uniform, number 25. Mark McGuire had some of those majestic high home runs.
So that same kind of follow through on the swing. I was just thinking to myself, who does that backswing remind me of? And it was, you're right, it's McGuire.
Yeah. He agreed. He agreed with you.
No balls, 2 strikes on Urshela. Gave the Fred McGriff windmill there. We're comparing follow-throughs.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Crime Dog going into Cooperstown this summer. Soft bouncer to third. Barehanding and throwing. Diaz throws it away. Urshela takes off for second. He'll make it there easily.
That'll be an infield hit and an error on the throw.
Here's Matt Thaiss, 2-run double his last time. Ripped one to the right field corner. Drawing home Renfrow and Drury. Renfrow's got a home run in this inning. The Angels have a 4-run lead, trying to win 2 out of 3 to start this series. 1 more tomorrow. It'll be a winning homestand if they win tonight. It's important to really put a stamp on this homestand. You lost 1 to the Royals, you lost 1 to the A's. That really should be it. Trying to make this a 5-2 homestand with the lead here tonight. Shohei on the mound tomorrow.
A couple teams in the AL West losing tonight also. The Rangers lost another one to Cincinnati. Seattle lost late against the Phillies in Philadelphia.
Nick Senzel hit a walk-off homer for the Reds today. Texas, you know, they've got their own bullpen issues.
I know it's early, but I remember watching the box score and the standings after 1 game. I'm not going to be, well, I don't watch it. I don't look at the standings till August, September. I said, nah, I was looking after 1 game.
Matt Thaiss draws a walk, and the Angels have 2 more base runners here for Zach Neto. We noticed that Neto did not have his leg kick, his signature leg kick, when he had that RBI double back in the 2nd inning. Normally he gets rid of it on 2 strikes, but he did not go to it even early in the count his first time up. We'll watch for it here.
No, not again. I think part of it is he's dealing with a guy who can throw the ball 100 miles an hour, so it's a little bit more difficult to get that foot down as far as timing when you're dealing with 100 plus on a fastball.
Drove a double to right center field his first time tonight. It's this ball toward right center, but it hangs up this time. Ruiz is over and gliding to make the catch to retire Neto. So 2 outs, and we'll visit with our friends from Hyundai.
Own every mile in the all-electric Hyundai Ioniq 5, 2023 Motor Trend SUV of the year.
Top of the order, and Taylor Ward batting for the 3rd time in as many innings. Ward walked his last time, flied to right field in the 1st. Been a lot of discussion about his defense of late, especially after that great catch he made to rob Langoliers of the grand slam the other night. And Erica did a report on Ward's defense yesterday. Sarah Valenzuela, our buddy from the LA Times, with a write-up about it today. She talked to Tyler Anderson about Ward's defense, and he said what I think was most impressive about the grand slam robbery was we were in left field a week ago, and I asked him what he was doing, and he was just working on running back and feeling the track and finding the wall. Bouncing ball to 3rd as Aledmys Diaz will take it to the bag to end the inning. Can't find the wall when you hit it over the wall, though, the way Hunter Renfrow did. 420 plus feet. A rocket from Renfrow made it 6-2 Angels.
This is Chris Bryant. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Chris Bryant plays hard so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
MLB The Show Legend Line. Ready to play?
Let's get it.
Come on. Nice.
That was sick.
Man, you like that? Check out the new Storylines mode where you can play as one of the Negro League baseball legends.
Your voice sounds familiar. Do I know you?
Just call me the captain.
Rated E for everyone.
Connect jerseys. Hunter Renfrow waving goodbye to a 420-foot home run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It is 6-2 Angels as the 4th inning begins. Jesus Aguilar looks at a first pitch curveball strike from Sandoval. Isn't all the waves and the sand they show up on the video board here with the beach music make you want to test the waves a little bit?
Yeah, I love going to the beach. I don't know about surfing a whole lot.
You Philly guys are big surfers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So many beaches to do some surfing there.
You guys surf in the Schuylkill River.
Yeah. Pretty good current on that one, Schuylkill River, yes.
2 balls and a strike on Aguilar. There's a high pop-up. You'll need a big wave to go up and catch that one. So Brandon Drury just waits for it to come down, and there's one away.
It was great watching Patrick Sandoval. He's pointing up in the sky. He didn't even look who was going to go. He's just pointing it straight up somewhere.
Why do pitchers do that?
No, you know, I don't think I ever did that, to be honest with you. Unless it was right by me at home on the mound, I'm directing traffic. But it's great. He just points up. Yeah, it's up there. It's up there. Somebody got it.
Well, he kind of did it in jest. A lot of pitchers just do it out of habit. And here's Carlos Perez. Perez had that one great moment in his major league debut. We talked about Drew Maggie's big league debut. Well, Perez ended his with a walk-off homer. You can't get a better big league debut than that. May 5th, 2015 against the Mariners. First player in 12 years to have a walk-off homer in his major league debut.
I remember that, and just talked to him the next day, smile on his face. This is a great kid.
From Venezuela, he was traded to the Angels for Hank Conger after the 2014 season.
Huntington Beach High School. Now first base coach with the Minnesota Twins. One of our all-time favorites.
Bouncer to third. Rendon charging, gloving, throwing in time to get Perez.
Quick was that transfer for Anthony Rendon on that one. That's unbelievable. Coming in on that baseball, quick out of the glove, and a lot on that sidearm throw. What a play, Anthony Rendon. And as usual, no problem. No problem at all.
It's fun to watch him in batting practice, the way that he does his infield drills. He'll barehand the ball. He'll bounce throws. Remember, he had that bounce throw to second base in a game at Fenway Park earlier this year for a force out. There's a broken bat roller foul from Diaz. I asked Rendon because he was practicing that bounce throw that day during batting practice, and he says, yeah, I do it all the time. Actually learned it many years ago from Ian Desmond when Rendon and Desmond were teammates with the Washington Nationals. He taught him that if you're in a spot where you can't really get into your throw, just bounce it.
Rendon actually had the effect to pass that play along to some other guys too. Alex Bregman was talking about this earlier in spring training. He started doing it after he saw Anthony do it with the Angels. He says it's easier to be accurate doing this than trying to guide a softer throw to second base while running full speed to the left. So Ian Desmond taught Tony taught Alex Bregman.
Mike Trout says he learned it from Rendon too, that he says even from the outfield it can be effective. So it's something that Trout might break out here and there as well, learning it from Rendon. And that whirling bird with Ian Desmond and Alec Bregman and whoever else has learned it.
We used to have that AstroTurf infield. You saw a lot of infielders throwing that skip across the diamond on the AstroTurf. Davey Concepcion with the Cincinnati Reds was excellent at that play.
Ozzie Smith did it a lot too when they had the turf at Busch Stadium. There's strike three called on the inside corner to Diaz. Patrick Sandoval with a 1-2-3 inning and a 4-run lead.
If sports fans built a streaming service.
Can't believe the football season is over.
Yeah, but with my stuff, we can rewatch all the games we recorded.
The Minnesota comeback.
JJ's finale.
Butt punt.
Oh, is that what the My Stuff feature was invented for? Saving butt-related content? Because I thought it was for keeping your favorite TV shows and movies all in one place.
Sorry, Mr. Sanchez.
Live TV and sports and more, but mostly sports. That's Fubo!
Sure, you'll teach her to drive a car. Then use Greenlight and teach her to save up for her own car. Mowing lawns and getting paid. Navigate the world of earning, saving, and investing together. Invest in your best investment. Greenlight.
9th at the Big A. The first 25,000 fans can get ready for the summer with a cooler bag presented by Jersey Mike Subs. Those are Goobies guys. For more info, visit angels.com/promotions.
Yes, they are.
That cooler bag is cool.
That's outstanding.
Dean better not steal that one. I think he stole all the blankets.
Yes.
He just acted real innocent.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Guilty. Guilty as charged. Mike Trout leading off here in the bottom of the 4th. Check swing on a breaking ball from Medina, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Mike Trout. Trout comes up empty on that fastball, a little bit of sink on it from Medina, and Trout struck out against him twice now.
So far in this game, Medina's done pretty solid against the top 3 in the lineup. Yet you look up, and he's down 6-2.
We've talked a lot about the length of the Angels lineup. Hunter Renfrow really helps that. So does Drury, so does Urshela. You know, those 3 guys hitting back to back to back, 5, 6, and 7. Really professional hitters. The Angels had a choice in the offseason. They could have just gone and made one big ticket splash. Perry Manassian wanted to spread the money around and sign a bunch of good veteran players that can help this roster. And that's the payoff, having those hitters that can all do damage in the middle to bottom spots of the order and really lengthen the lineup.
And that balance in there, it doesn't allow a pitcher to ever take a deep breath. You look up and you're giving up 6.
Ohtani tried to blast that one.
Yeah, 3 in a row. He's had a tough time on changeups, all speed so far this year.
And he's taking his notes about how to make the A's hitters look silly tomorrow. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ohtani just 4 hits in his last 29 at bats, so it's been a little bit of a slump here.
So 3 changeups, back-to-back fastballs. Wouldn't be surprised if he tried a changeup now.
Shohei does have an RBI tonight. And he jumps at that 3-2 changeup and strikes out.
Yeah, he's balanced. He's just off timing a bit now. That's a pretty good changeup.
Here's Rendon splashing around in the 2nd with a base hit and a run scored. He started the Angels' 5-run rally. They've scored 6 against Luis Medina. As A's starting pitchers still search for their first win. Doesn't seem like it'll happen tonight. Oakland starters 0-12 with an 8.86 ERA in the first 24 games. Hard to win like that. The A's have only won 5. This would be a 20th loss in 25 games. Last 5-20 start for the A's was in 1965 when they were still in Kansas City.
Kansas City not that much better themselves. They're 6-19. They were shut out today by the Diamondbacks.
Three balls and a strike on Rendon. Arizona has had a decent start to the year. They're jockeying for position at the top of the National League West with the Dodgers, who have stumbled a bit, with the Padres, who for whatever reason have not been able to hit to begin the year. Rendon drives one to right. It hangs up though, and it's capable to retire Rendon. 1-2-3 inning for Medina in the 4th.
ED is difficult for me and for my partner. Through HIMS, I can message a licensed provider about clinically proven ED treatments. Like the generic form of Viagra, which can cost 90% less than the brand name version. Then HIMS ships discreetly to my door for free. I never knew it could be this easy to get my confidence back. Now we can both count on a great experience every time. Start your free visit today at forhims.com.
When the details take precedence, the rest falls perfectly into place. We strip away everything but the essential, and what we're left with are thoughtful bedrooms for modern living. Thuma.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
Patrick Sandoval, a 184 career ERA as he leads all starters who have made at least 8 starts against the A's in his career. Got some former Angels on there too, Alex Cobb and Irvin Santana.
Alex Cobb had a complete game shutout the other day for the Giants. Just in 10 years for Alex Cobb. Irvin Santana threw a no-hitter for the Halos in Cleveland.
Cobb's time between shutouts was one of the longest in Major League history, between his first career shutout and his second career shutout, going 10 years. Pretty unusual, but Alex Cobb able to get one with the San Francisco Giants.
Like that decision by Sandoval. When you have a hitter swinging a changeup that far off the plate, go right back to it. Langoliers didn't go after that one, though.
Langoliers leading off here in the 5th, struck out his first time. Sandoval bounces that. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Langoliers. Former Atlanta prospect. Chopper to third. Easy. Rendon has it. Slings it across for the first out.
Oh, wait, I'm looking down in the stands from our view here. Somebody with a Logan O'Hoppe jersey already. Love it. Right down below us.
And we'll see a lot more of those over the years. Too bad that Logan O'Hoppe is not going to really showcase his skills this year the way that he was starting to. Had his surgery yesterday, and by all accounts, it seems like O'Hoppe was able to get through it just fine and get his rehab started here as soon as possible. As Sandoval delivers a strike on a curve to Kevin Smith.
Guys, we saw Logan O'Hoppe this afternoon in the Angels clubhouse after the successful shoulder surgery yesterday, in great spirits. He really wanted to be here last night. He shared this earlier on his Instagram page as well. So he's feeling really good. He's going to be in a sling for about the next 3 weeks, but spirits really high.
Line drive to center and a base hit for Smith.
That's great to hear. I mean, he wanted to come to the game last night. He's already in the thought process of how I get this going. He'll figure out some way. We've been told he can start doing some rehab on the shoulder to keep his legs and everything else in his body going too.
You know, he's circling those times on the calendar when he thinks he can come back. A 4 to 6 month recovery typically. He's a big, strong guy. He's young. Maybe he can bounce back quicker than most. And a guy who used to be in the Phillies organization too, and Bryce Harper's making a lot of headlines for fighting back through Tommy John surgery a lot more quickly than expected.
They might be playing some first base.
Phillies expect that Harper could be back in a week or two, either DHing or playing first base.
That's incredible, though. They were anticipating sometime after the All-Star break.
Yeah. So it happens, you know, guys do come back early sometimes, and with O'Hoppe's quiet determination, he could certainly get the sense that he'll be thinking about sooner than later to return to the big league team.
Always been a firm believer, if you have a great work ethic prior to an injury and surgery here, that you already have that built in, and now you know to go a little bit harder and a little bit extra to get back quicker. So there's always that chance he could get back in that earlier part, is 4 months as compared to 6 months.
He hates missing games, and that's really what it boils down to. He wants to be out there to help his team. He wants to be on the baseball field. Doesn't like the fact that he's going to have to sit on the sidelines. It's not what he's all about. He wants to be in there. He wants to guide his pitchers. He wants to help the offense. Capel with a ground ball, and that's going to get through a base hit. On his way to third goes Kevin Smith. And the A's have runners on the corners threatening here in the 5th inning.
Now it's time for our Kia player profile. Prior to this game today, he's had a lot of success throwing his 4-seam fastball. Something that last season didn't have a lot of success with that. Usage up over 30%. Opponent's batting average down 200, almost 200 points. Slugging down almost 300, a little over 300 points. But a couple hits today on his 4-seamer. It has been really, really good, throwing a few more of them. Really difficult guy to double up here now. So you're looking for a strikeout or a pop-up in the infield to prevent Oakland from getting any life here in the 5th inning, down by 4.
Sandoval has thrown more sliders and changeups tonight than fastballs, but got up a couple of hits here in the top of the 5th. As the Angels lead is 6-2, and Sandoval trying to keep it that way. Esteury Ruiz has 3 stolen bases tonight. He fouls off the first pitch he sees here from Sandoval.
That's 3 straight at bats he swung at the first pitch. And if he's in that lineup tomorrow against Shohei Ohtani, who's on the mound that day game tomorrow, Shohei will remember that also.
Good pitch by Sandoval, a slider that was to the back foot of Ruiz to make it no balls and 2 strikes. Haven't seen a lot of moments, it seems like, where the Angels need a strikeout and get one. So Sandoval can work through Ruiz here.
Something he did a lot last year when he got the 2 strikes. He had 2 pitches he can go and get a swing and miss with.
The 0-2 to Ruiz. Bounce to first. It's past Urshela, and it's a base hit. It scores a run. Drury couldn't hold it cleanly. Capel goes all the way to third, so there's an 0-2 pitch and an RBI for Ruiz. The A's a bit closer. It's 6-3.
This can't quite get to that baseball. And now you have that same scenario where a stolen base may be an option right away for Ruiz, who on base 3 times. This contact on that last year, quite a bit. No contact with 2 strikes against Patrick Sandoval. Looking for that swing and miss, unable to get it on it.
And another chance there where a strikeout would have helped. It doesn't happen. Soft contact leads to a base hit and a run. Ruiz is running again as Jordan Diaz fouls one off, and Esteury Ruiz
didn't quite make the second base slid early. It stopped.
A little Willie Mays Hayes right there as he goes back to first.
The only thing is now with a 1st and 3rd scenario, you're going, if there's a line drive in an infielder, that's a double play ball and you're out of an inning.
Well, the Angels would love that. Trying to hold the lead here in the 5th.
It's like that bullpen action now.
Sandoval's only around 70 pitches. There's Andrew Wentz. 3rd time through the order here, although Sandoval is a guy that I'm sure the Angels would like to see go deeper into games this year. Ruiz takes off. Diaz swings and misses. Thaiss fakes a throw. And Esteury Ruiz has his 4th stolen base tonight. Elvis Andrus was the last big leaguer to have 4 stolen bases in a game against the Angels. That was 14 years ago.
And a 2-strike count here now, looking and needing that strikeout.
See if Sandoval can get it on 1 and 2 to Jordan Diaz. And just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A base hit here would make it a 1-run game. Oakland hasn't gone away despite the Angels' early runs. 2 and 2 now on Jordan Diaz. Swing and a miss. Sandoval does get the much needed strikeout. He has punched out 5 tonight.
Changeup, real good pitch on that one. Gets that swing and a miss. Coming in there, 39.2% whiff percentage on his changeup. Turned that changeup over, and a big punch out. But still, a lot of work to do. The hottest hitter for the A's at the plate.
Brent Rooker is 0 for 2 tonight. So the strikeouts tend to come on either the slider or the changeup for Sandoval. Rooker fouls off the first pitch, curveball.
So often hitters take that first pitch curveball against Sandoval, but when you recognize that, especially that tendency he'll throw, especially right-handed batters, he was ready to swing at that one.
At the top of the zone, a strike, and Sandoval gets ahead. No balls, 2 strikes on Rooker. Sandoval's been given run support tonight. The Angels have scored 6 against Luis Medina in his major league debut. 5 of those came in the second. 0-2 to Rooker. Broken bat, fly ball, shallow center. In comes Trout, long run, makes the catch. And the inning is over. A's get 1, they leave 2 in scoring position.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network. This is Chris Bryant. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Chris Bryant plays hard so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
And earlier in this game, in the bottom of the third, a long one, 420 feet for his 7th home run. And just as I was thinking about, what does that swing remind me of? Goopy said Mark McGwire. And look
at that follow through. Yes,
those follow throughs very similar between that home run Renfrow hit earlier and a guy who had a whole lot of home runs for the Oakland A's, Mark McGwire. 49 homers in 1987 was the rookie record for 30 years until Aaron Judge broke it in 2017. And Pete Alonso broke that in 2019. And McGwire had some big moments as a world champion for the Oakland A's, and then later Had the bigger home run years with St. Louis. Renfrow chasing at a 2-0 slider there.
Anticipating getting the fastball there, trying to do some damage again, but expanding on the slider.
Those were some good teams that you had to face in Oakland in the 80s and 90s. Carney Lansford, who started his career with the Angels.
I kid you not, I actually hit him in the chest one time on a strikeout. He was swinging and everything, and he could hit the ball hard, but I threw a 2-strike fastball and ran in and hit him right in the chest, and he got a full swing, and he just tipped his hat to me and said, "You got me." I'm like, I'm just glad he's okay.
Renfrow takes ball 4. Speaking of jacked, here's a quick word from Jack in the Box.
My Ribeye Steakhouse burgers are made with 100% ribeye beef. Think of them as the CEO of burgers.
Now, if exit velocity was around for those 80s A's teams with McGuire, with Canseco, with Lansford and Rickey, they would have.
Dave Parker was there too.
Yeah.
Wow.
They would have certainly been eye-popping numbers. Here's Brandon Drury with an eye-popper to left center. Long run, Ruiz. It is gone. Drury to the rocks in left center. It's his 3rd homer of the series. He's driven in 3 runs tonight, 9 this week against the A's. And the Angels extend their lead. It's 8-3.
Well, Oakland had the Bash brothers, and they're the Bash brothers here with Drury and Renfrow with home runs today. Batting in that lineup, 5th and 6th. Do a little Bash brother blast tonight. 4th home run, now 13 RBIs.
Drury better be careful. Erica's going to go chase him around for another post-game interview. Oh, there's one over the head of Urshela. I don't think Medina's doing anything on purpose there. He's just wild.
Yeah, he's frustrated after that swing against him. Well, you're just happy that did not make contact with Gio Urshela on that one.
Medina's allowed 8 runs on 8 hits in his major league debut.
It's pretty impressive for Gio Urshela at a fastball like that up and in. He stayed on that breaking ball in the inside part of the plate. It's not easy to do.
Once again, the middle to bottom parts of the Angels order supplying the power again. Brandon Drury, another solid night. Renfro's had a good game. He has scored 3 runs. Drury has scored 2 and driven in 3. Thaiss is knocked in 2. Neto's scored a run and has an RBI.
Amazing. All those numbers, all those runs. 0 for 8. Top 3 in the lineup so far. That's impressive because you know those guys are going to crush it.
If this team is going to win, they're going to need more than just Trout and Ohtani. It's what we all know about baseball. It's a team sport. And the team is going to have to put up the numbers to win games. Urshela fishes and misses for strike 3. Our Arco top tier play. Brandon Drury rocking a home run.
He's got that foot down. He brought his hands in. That's an inner half of the plate. He drives that well out to left center. Some impressive power. Going 408. It's a velocity of 104.4.
The Angels win tonight, they'll get above 500. Here's a little cue shot from Thaiss. It's handled by Perez, who shows off a strong arm to retire his counterpart behind the plate.
It's a great way the offense responds right back. Oakland scores a run. They threaten it at 2nd and 3rd, and Patrick Sandoval was able to get through that in that short fly ball that Trout round down, and then you go right back and respond with 2.
Oakland getting their bullpen up. It's Chad Smith for the A's. Zach Neto at the plate. Talked to Zach today, and I said, you know, a year ago you were in college baseball. Been in the minor leagues over the last season. What's the difference between this and the major leagues and what you saw in college and the minors? And he said it's just more intense. It's the intensity that stands out to him, how important it is to win and play well, and how much these games mean. And I said, but that's your favorite part, isn't it?
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
He's that type of player.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
He takes pretty tough pitches.
Yeah.
Very well. Doesn't chase a lot.
Angels have an 8-3 lead. They've hit some homers tonight. Neto's still looking for his first at the major league levels. The count goes to 3-2.
That's even more impressive, because that's maybe a half a baseball off the corner. Drury, what a game, a double. 2-run home run. Yes.
Driven in 9 runs in this series.
You knew he was going to get hot at some point.
There's strike 3 call. That pitch close, but it doesn't go Neto's way as the inning ends. However, in the inning, 2 runs for the Angels. Brandon Drury pops a homer. He's driven in 9 runs in this series. The Angels lead by a handful.
Wondering how you stack up? Well, get ready to bring your best stuff to MLB Pitch Hit and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Sign up for free for a chance to play your way to the 2023 Pitch Hit and Run Finals at the World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com today.
Hey kids, join MLB Network and your favorite players for a show made just for you. Play ball. It's all the big moments, bat flips, and amazing plays from an exciting week of baseball and tips to up your game. Right here on MLB Network.
Angels have the lead 8-3. They have scored all of their runs off the A's starter Luis Medina in his major league debut tonight. Patrick Sandoval still out there for the 6th inning. He gets himself in line for a win tonight through 5. Sandoval has pitched well here at Angel Stadium over the years. He has a .358 ERA in 163 innings in this ballpark, but he's only won here 4 times.
He's gotten a lot more run support so far this year as compared to what he's had in the past. So that's one thing you got to remember now. It's going to turn like that for you as a pitcher, and you got to think, I got to give some innings now, maybe quality innings for Phil Nevin and Matt Weiss and the coaching staff here. Give a little breather to the bullpen.
He's got to get through 6 at least here. He's at 80 pitches right now. Plenty of room to work through this inning and maintain this nice size cushion. Falls behind Jesus Aguilar. 3 balls, 1 strike. Perez and Diaz follow.
He's had some traffic in this game against the A's, a team he really throws the ball well against. So he's looking just to have an inning like he had back in the 4th inning, a 1-2-3 inning, a strikeout looking to finish off the 4th inning against Diaz.
Aguilar drills one to center. Trout is back and has room right in front of the warning track for out number 1 here in the 6th inning. Please join us for Country Weekend, Saturday, May 20th. Stay to enjoy a post-game Russell Dickerson concert presented by OC Navigator and OC4 Vets. Visit angels.com/promotions to secure your seats now.
Yes. Closer.
You're going to get one of those 10-gallon hats, or maybe you have one already.
Might have one. Maybe about 3 gallons, though. I don't know if I quite got the 10-gallon one. I'll take 3.
3 gallons doesn't get as far as it used to.
No.
High pop-up from Carlos Perez. Neto backpedaling, called off by Ward. There's 2 up, 2 down.
It was the giveaway last year.
Looks like 3 gallons or so. Is that the one you have?
I do have that hat still at home, though. Yes. A little different one.
Gotta get really 8 to 10 gallons, I think, is the way to go. If you're going to do it right. Here's Aledmys Diaz. Strike 1 from Sandoval. 86 pitches. You start to think about if Sandoval could even squeeze out one more.
Yeah.
If this is a quick inning here. Line to right, and this is going to be a quick inning for Sandoval. He's at 87 pitches through 6 innings with a nice lead.
Sunday on the next episode of MLB's Carded. Join Greg Amsinger for a look at all things cardboard, from vintage to modern. We've got it covered. MLB's Carded, Sunday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network. Think baseball.
There's something that's been missing in the debate.
Think analysis.
Now he goes into his contract year. What do you do with this guy?
Think advanced metrics.
He understands the math and the need for fresh arms.
Think MLB Now, the show for the thinking fan, only on MLB Network.
Brought to you by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. By Jack in the Box, try the Ribeye Steakhouse Burgers, now at Jack in the Box. And by OC Healthcare Agency, build your healthiest self at angels.ocnavigator.org. Angels have scored in bunches in this series. Tonight, a 5-run bottom of the 2nd, but it's been happening throughout this series as the Angels have put together some solid innings. 4 runs in the 1st last night and a 5-run 6th inning on Monday. 5 in the 2nd tonight. The Angels try to win 2 out of the first 3 in this series. The finale tomorrow and Shohei Ohtani on the mound here at Angel Stadium. We hope you can join us for that. Here's a guy from Shohei's home country of Japan that has been relegated to the Oakland bullpen. Shintaro Fujinami had a 14.40 ERA in his first 4 major league starts, losing all of them. So now the A's are hoping that Fujinami can right himself in the bullpen. And it has not gone to plan for Fujinami in his move to the United States.
Yeah, I mean, you still see that power, velocity on his fastball. He could touch 100. He's got a great split, curve, and slider.
So many players come from Japan now and get big contracts. Shohei was signed by the Angels before he was of age, in a sense, to get that big contract. But we know it's coming for Shohei one way or another. But a lot of these players that come from Japan now sign for major deals. Think about Masataka Yoshida of the Boston Red Sox getting $90 million coming to the United States. And it's been that way for a while, where a player will get a large deal to make the move from Japan. In Fujinami's case, though, that wasn't how it was. He ended up with just a one-year deal, signed for a few million to pitch for an Oakland A's team that everybody expected to not be a very good team this year. So he wasn't that kind of heralded player coming from Japan like some of the others.
Well, he has a power splitter. He's touched it 93 on back-to-back splitters.
Taylor Ward drives one toward right. But Connor Capel with room to retire Ward, and there's one away.
We saw him in that one spring training game in Arizona where he looked really good first couple of innings, and then control became an issue. I think this might be the better role for him out of the bullpen, where he can just attack the strike zone, not have to worry about going a second or third time through a lineup.
So the A's are hoping for that Fujinami will have more success as a reliever. He's had control problems too. The A's have walked more hitters than any other team in baseball. They have walked 125 batters in 25 games. That's an average of 5 a game that the A's are walking. And Fujinami has been a part of that. He's walked a dozen in his first 15 innings. Two balls, no strikes on Mike Trout. Trout with his 42 career homers against the A's. He's got one this year. That was in Oakland at the Coliseum. And Alex Rodriguez and Rafael Palmeiro topped that list since the team moved to Oakland in the late 60s, and they may be moving out soon. 3 balls and a strike on Trout. The binding deal, or however they've worded it, to move the team to Las Vegas with a new stadium by 2027. We'll see how it all shakes out.
Well, he missed by a lot on that last pitch too. This is going to be fun right now, though. Remember, Shohei hit a rocket off him off the wall right down the left field line. Remember only getting a single out of it. It was a 99-mile-an-hour fastball off the wall in Oakland. Shohei needs to see a baseball well and get back on track as far as the offensive side.
It was Fujinami's debut in Japan when he faced Ohtani for the first time. Shohei had 2 hits, 2 doubles in that game against him. Fujinami pitching for the Tigers back in those days. Ohtani was with the Fighters.
Challenged him. 99 hard of the plate.
Fujinami wears number 11. That's become a number of pride in Japan because it's Yu Darvish's number. And Darvish, with the great career that he had in Japan, on top of what he's done in the United States. Ohtani slaps one to left, a base hit.
Like that swing there from Shohei.
That's misplayed in left field by Rooker, and now the runner's advancing. Trout's going to come all the way home. He's going to score easily, sliding into home plate as the Angels extend their lead on an Oakland mistake.
It's fun watching Mike Trout. We all often talk about Shohei Ohtani's base running. It's really a treat to watch Trout run. How we talked about it, showed it the other day, how he cuts the angles of the bases. Another opposite field rocket here today. Well, gets by a Rooker. Trout sees it. He's got to wait for a second to make sure that's through. He's recognized the bobble, and then he turns on the afterburner. How quickly got to that angle and scored easily.
Here's Anthony Rendon with Ohtani at second.
103 miles per hour exit velocity off. That's a guy on the mound tomorrow. And he might throw 103 on the mound tomorrow for all we know.
That's how fast it looked like Trout was running from second to home after that ball was misplayed by Rooker in left field.
I mean, that didn't even get all the way back to the wall either.
He scored easily. There was no chance on a relay.
I mean, he had to hesitate a little bit to make sure that ball wasn't caught on the line.
Coors Light beating the pressure. Anthony Rendon doesn't mind pressure at all. Barely seems to register with him. Made to chill. That's exactly right for Anthony Rendon. And with men on base, he's always been better than when the bases are empty. And he's got Ohtani in scoring position here. The Angels up by a half dozen. Smack to left center, but Rooker right there to catch it. And there's two down.
296 career with runners in scoring. That's really impressive. The ball was hit hard too by Rendon. Right at Rooker in left.
Two outs, and Hunter Renfrow has been on base 3 times and has scored 3 times. He'll step in. Mike's twin. Here's Hunter. He has his 7th home run of the season earlier tonight. Renfrow putting up Trout-like numbers to begin this season. I asked Mike today about his base running and where he learned to cut the bases that way. He said Damon Mayshore taught him back in the minor leagues.
It's amazing the art to be able to do it. So often guys that are that fast go that wide turn to the bases, but he cuts that angle so well.
Bouncing ball down the third base line. Good play. Aledmys Diaz. Long throw in time. Nicely done by Diaz, saving another run from scoring. The Angels do get one, an unearned run, as Mike Trout made it home to make it 9-3.
This is Mookie Betts. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Mookie Betts plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
I'ma do what? That's on me. But I'll keep it on you. No, you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me, on me. I'ma do what? That's on me. But I'll keep it on you. No, you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me, on me. Don't want that stuff, but that's on me.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network. Keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way.
Sports brought to you by your local Southern California Cadillac dealers. And by Spectrum One Internet Advanced Wi-Fi and Mobile for just $49.99 a month. Patrick Sandoval had a pretty quiet 6th inning. Didn't throw many pitches, and he is back out for the 7th now.
Goes through that routine of stretching his hips because he fires those hips as he delivers the baseball.
This is good to see, though, from Sandoval. Nice long outing. Shea Langoliers comes up empty on the first pitch. The Angels need that. They need Sandoval to be this guy. Go back out for that extra inning.
Yep.
If he's going to take that step to be one of the better pitchers in baseball, which he's certainly capable of being, he needs an inning like this.
Yeah. And he needs his manager to say, hey, listen, this is what we need from you in this inning.
And he's thrown 2 quick strikes to Langoliers leading off the top of the 7th. Sandoval's retired 5 in a row. Soft bouncer to third. Rendon grabs it at the shoe tops. Off balance throw on the run to retire Langoliers. 1 out. Here's a quick word from Kia.
The turbocharged, tech-inspired Kia Forte.
Now retired 6 in a row.
Kevin Smith has had a good night. Homered in the second and like that in the third. And he has singled and scored tonight as well. Sandoval's given up 2 earned runs in 6 1/3 innings. The Angels have backed him offensively, and there's another curveball on the first pitch to the opposite-handed batter. It's an effective start. And it's 0-1 on Smith.
Does that quite a bit. That first pitch curveball and followed right back with a changeup. That really good arm action. Even that picture we saw in that follow through, he was turning that changeup over. And another step out on 2 strikes.
Smith lays off. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Smith with Capel next. Sandoval trying to get through 7 solid tonight. Nowhere near with that.
Let's try to guide that overthrow his changeup. He's had 15 swing and misses tonight.
He's had 5 strikeouts. Hasn't walked anybody. He did hit a batter. And there's ball 3 to Smith. So Sandoval had him 0-2. Now 3-2 with Capel next. I assume he'll face Capel, and that will probably be the last batter one way or the other. On 3-2 to Smith. It's a fly ball to right. Hunter Renfrow trots in, and that's the second out here in the 7th inning. Now Capel, and assuming this is the last batter for him, as Phil Nevin looks on, there is activity in the Angels bullpen. You get a nice lift by retiring this last hitter and finishing this inning. Connor Capel looks at strike 1. The bullpen's been used a lot. The Angels have played a lot of close games. There's Wantz throwing again. Capel loops one to right. Renfrow can't get it. Sliding effort, knocked it down in front of him. Capel's going to second base, and he'll make it there. So it's a double with 2 outs. Capel, a left-handed batter's had 2 hits tonight. We'll see if Phil Nevin wants to go to the bullpen with Sandoval at 99 pitches.
Real good effort. Oh, that ball was hit too hard. Had a little top hand spin on him. It's going to go down in front. Fortunate enough, he was able to at least get part of that arm on the baseball to keep him going from behind him. Good effort though, Renfrow. That's just one of those tough plays.
And Phil Nevin letting Sandoval face Ruiz for a 4th time. Ruiz has been on base the first 3 times and has stolen 4 bases tonight.
And he actually took a first pitch.
Sandoval, minus the 5th inning, has been pretty efficient tonight. Two balls, no strikes on Ruiz. Thaiss might have yanked that back in the zone. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss.
Now for Sandoval, this is your best pitch of the night right now. Pitch number 104. Finish strong.
Trying to make it through 7 complete innings here at Angel Stadium tonight. He's got a big lead. He's in line for the win. And here's his 2-2 to Esteuri Ruiz. Fouled behind home plate. It was a good pitch, but Ruiz able to just get a piece.
Yeah, that was a real good changeup. Now, if he had a feel for a slider right now, if he tried a backdoor slider, it'd be a very difficult pitch for him to make contact with. He's anticipating that slider being down and in.
Ground ball, left side. Rendon cuts it off, throws quickly to first in time, and Patrick Sandoval gives a great effort here tonight. 7 solid, complete innings from Sandoval. A big smile on his face after a job well done here at the Big A.
Imagine an entire channel dedicated to taking you to the most exciting moments in baseball as they happen.
And it's gone!
With live look-ins to clutch at bats.
A walk-off flare!
And players on the edge of making history.
This could be it! 62!
It's the best seat in the house at every ballpark. All commercial-free.
Can you believe it?
MLB Network Strike Zone. Wednesdays and Fridays, all season long.
2023, welcome to the show.
This is the game we all want to see.
Batting averages are up this year.
Pitch clock has really made a difference.
And so are runs.
He scores. What a stolen base!
With the shift, you never saw these plays.
Guys seem more ready.
Athleticism is back in baseball.
The pace, the action.
So much quicker, so much crisper.
And this game is over!
It's the best game in the world. Now it's even better.
Patrick Sandoval pumped after completing 7 innings tonight. Phil Nevin pushed him a little bit further tonight, over 100 pitches. Had a nice lead to work with, so there was some space for Sandoval to groove, and he did so tonight, and he is really thrilled with his performance. There's 2 earned runs allowed in 7 frames against Oakland.
I like seeing him smile. He's such an intense competitor. See him be able to relax and have a good time like that. Go out there and go 7 complete innings after a couple tough ones in a row. Nice bounce back game for Sandoval.
Brandon Drury whiffs on a sweeper from Fujinami, who allowed a run in the 6th inning. Fujinami pitching out of the bullpen for the first time after 4 rough starts. Brandon Drury in this series, 7 for 11, 3 homers, a double, a triple, 6 runs scored, and 9 runs batted in. That's doing some work.
Yeah, that's some damage done. It's been really impressive going up the middle and in the other way. Silseth warming up. And likely gets the 8th inning.
Look at the 8th and the 9th, and a good way to ease him into his relief role as Drury strikes out.
Now it's on for Play Sense presented by Frontier. Going back, we talked about the importance of going the other way. 98-mile-an-hour fastball, let that get deep, go the other way. And you get that fastball there for Renfrow, and then another 97-mile-an-hour fastball the other way. Neto fastball 94. All the outer half of the plate, didn't try to pull it, stayed back and hit the ball hard the other way.
Gio Urshela has got a base hit tonight. There's another one up and in. Yeah. Happened in his last at bat. Again, these Oakland pitchers are just wild. You can't really ever pin anything on them doing anything deliberately. If they could throw it deliberately, they would throw more strikes. A's pitchers by far and away lead the major leagues in walks and wild pitches.
Is there something wrong with that?
A lot of tape and bubble gum in the Oakland pitching staff right now as Urshela fights one off. We see some decent players in their lineup. I mean, Ruiz is a guy who certainly has a future in the major leagues. Shea Langoliers has some impressive power and is getting better behind the plate.
Tell you what, I like Mason Miller. I think he's got a shot. That's a great arm he has.
Medina certainly has a good arm. We'll see if that manifests into being a good major league pitcher for him. Miller's certainly more polished and ahead of Medina right now. But otherwise, Oakland is just scraping to get by right now at a major league pace. And they're well on their way to 5-20 as Fujinami gets back-to-back strikeouts to begin the bottom of the 7th. The Oakland farm system isn't even as good as teams normally have it for a team that is rebuilding. You think about the Washington Nationals kind of rebuilding their farm system by trading Juan Soto. Well, the A's don't have anybody like that really to trade, and they don't have any huge players coming up. They've got a couple of good prospects, and that's about it. So it's going to be some lean years ahead for this A's franchise. As you see the run differential, all teams from pre-1900 on that list, if you just count since 1900, the A's this year with the worst run differential by a long shot over the team that is second on that list. Matt Thaiss hits a hanger into the corner. It's going to be his second extra base hit tonight.
He stayed down on that one good. That curveball. He had a rocket for a double, his first at bat in the 2nd inning. Right in that happy zone for a left-handed swing. Thaiss crushed it. 2 doubles on the season. Exit velocity of 105.5.
Zach Neto has an RBI double and a run scored tonight. Fujinami pumps in a strike.
That was a splitter. Make sure he threw that in the strike zone splitter, and a little bit of that high leg kick back on that one. There it was again. Now you'll see that shorter stride and leg kick with 2 strikes.
The A's at 5-20. On pace right now to challenge the 2003 Tigers for the most losses in American League history, and 1962 Mets for the real thing. And there's no reason to think that they won't get there. Neto strikes out. Fujinami works a scoreless inning with 3 punch-outs.
Create amazing work with Fiverr. All you need is your team and a talented freelancer who will lend a hand and seamlessly join your team from just about anywhere. Expand your team with a Fiverr freelancer.
Sure, you'll teach her how to drive a car, then use Greenlight to power her independence with crash detection with 911 dispatch, family location sharing, and emergency SOS alerts. Invest in your best investment with Greenlight.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
French, Garrett Anderson with you, getting you ready for the Angels Live post-game show presented by OC Navigator. Tons to talk about. We're going to lead with Patrick Sandoval. 7 strong innings, just what this bullpen needed.
That's very true. Yeah, they've been taxed for the last few days, and it was good, strong outing for him. It was good bounce-back start for him, and more importantly, he didn't allow any free passengers.
Hunter Renfrow, he likes a day off. Brandon Drury continues to rake against the A's, and guess what? Chase Silseth, he is in the game now as reliever. That's all in the post-game show, but right now, back to the guys.
Chase Silseth's first pitch in the 8th inning is ball 1 to Jordan Diaz. And this will be an intriguing couple of innings here to see how Silseth responds in this relief role. This is certainly a guy who's well rested. He was supposed to start at AAA yesterday, got scratched to be sent back to the big leagues, and now he'll get the last 2 innings here, you'd assume.
And the one thing when you put it in perspective, when you pitch out of the bullpen, especially when you haven't done it before, you feel like you're ready. You throw enough pitches because you got adrenaline going, but sometimes you don't have all your pitches working when you get back in and in the game itself.
98 on that heater from Silseth.
Yeah, there's no question in the stuff he has.
Tapper to first. Urshela flips to Silseth. Very quick flip from Urshela at first base to lead the pitcher.
You know there's not going to be an issue with the pitch timer with Silseth. He's got the energy.
1 away here in the top of the 8th inning. Silseth still just 22 years old. 11th round pick a couple of years ago, but the first player from the 2021 draft to make it to the major leagues, just like Neto from the 2022 draft. As our friend Matt Birch of Angels PR made sure to point out in the game notes, former Arizona Wildcat Chase Silseth.
Oh, of course. Matt Birch will always get that in there. Often likes to say it's the Harvard of the West.
Harvard made a wrong turn if it ended up.
I didn't say it.
3 balls, no strikes on Rooker.
Life. Wow, 99. Silseth.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Rooker laid on another 98-mile-an-hour fastball. So Silseth responding to this role. He's coming in and throwing darts.
Yeah.
Thaiss tried to pull it back, but it was ball 4, and Silseth walks a batter here in the 8th. Suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up for your Angels at MLBshop.com. The City Connect jerseys. I want one of these sweatshirts. The City Connect hoodies that they break out with that off-white color. Good look on City Connect night. And the Angels will be wearing those again tomorrow. Shohei likes wearing them when he pitches. Thaiss goes out to have a chat with Silseth here.
Yeah, just wants to slow him down just enough, not overthrow, just trust some movement. Hasn't had an opportunity yet to use his cutter much, but no lefties up yet against him.
Mentioned Silseth made his major league debut against the A's last year at the Coliseum and picked up the win, worked 6 scoreless innings. Allowed only 1 hit. One of the best debuts by a starting pitcher in Angels history.
Late on that fastball. And when you think about it in this role for Silseth, he can just rear back and let that fastball go. He's got a great swing and a splitter, good slider, and now a cutter.
The Angels wouldn't mind adding some strikeouts to the back end of their bullpen.
He just overthrew that slider just enough not to get a chase. He's got to start that on the corner and then break it off.
And Aguilar battling, keeps the count 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And that one was much better. And you might see him try to challenge him with a 4-seam fastball. Last year on average about 15.5 seconds in between pitches for Silseth, and that was without a pitch timer.
Another charged up fastball that Aguilar fouls off. 97 on that one, so the velocity there, really velocity that we haven't seen a lot of from an Angels relief pitcher this year. That's why I think they're intrigued by Silseth being in this role. Not so much helping the starting rotation, but helping the bullpen. Aguilar strikes out.
That was a nasty splitter. 88-mile-an-hour splitter. Where this starts and where it ends after a 97-mile-an-hour fastball before that one. Wow. That was impressive on that one. Driving towards the plate where it starts and then well below the strike zone. Pretty good sequence there, especially those back-to-back pitches.
Now 2 outs. Here's Carlos Perez.
One thing you think about and worry about a little bit, Wayne, in this role, how quickly he can bounce back as a reliever. How many days in between throwing? Is he going to be the guy that's going to give you multiple innings out of your bullpen?
They'll have to figure that out as they go along with Silseth, used to starting. He's said he only pitched a little bit when he was at the University of Tennessee before he transferred to Arizona out of the bullpen. Falls behind Perez, 3 balls and no strikes.
You know, when you go into this relief role, throwing strikes is very, very important.
There's one to make it 3-1 on Perez. Perez 0 for 3 tonight. Oakland managed 6 hits off Sandoval. 3 different players with 2 each. And there's ball 4. So Silseth has walked 2 in the inning. And the batter will be Aledmys Diaz. Earlier today, the Angels hosted the kids from OC Grip here at Angel Stadium. Brett Phillips with an inspirational speech. Phil Nevin spoke to the kids before the game, and so did our very own Mark Gubicza.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun just to be able to have that conversation, just talk about just what you need to do to make sure you put yourself on the right path. And then you got a chance to sign a lot of autographs, say hi to a lot of kids. It was fun.
OC GRIP stands for Orange County Gang Reduction and Intervention Partnership, an effort between the Orange County District Attorney's Office and Sheriff's Department, Probation Department, just trying to get kids to think about their futures and apply themselves in a positive way. And all the kids had Angels hats, and for all the hundreds of kids that were here, I think you signed every single one. Looked like.
Yes. It was so much fun just to see and talk to them. They had some fun watching Mike Trout taking batting practice. It was great.
And Trout came out, all the kids yelling for Mike. Bouncing ball up the middle. Neto shows his range, flips to second. Chase Silseth works around 2 walks and puts up a scoreless top of the 8th.
Welcome to the Aura Sleep Lab. You need a bit more deep sleep. Getting enough high-quality sleep increases immunity. Why? Because sleep helps fend off sickness. A good night's sleep boosts your number of infection-fighting antibodies and cells. And with your Aura Ring, you can learn how to sleep deep and keep your immunity up. It's like having a sleep lab on your finger. Go to sleep with auraring.com.
ED is difficult for me and for my partner. Through HIMS, I can message a licensed provider about clinically proven ED treatments. Like the generic form of Viagra, which can cost 90% less than the brand name version. Then HIMS ships discreetly to my door for free. I never knew it could be this easy to get my confidence back. Now we can both count on a great experience every time. Start your free visit today at forhims.com.
By Hyundai, it's your journey on every mile in a brand new Hyundai. And by Jack in the Box, try the Ribeye Steakhouse Burgers. Now at Jack in the Box. Angels with a 5-run second inning tonight. They've gotten homers from Renfrow and Drury. They're enjoying a nice sized lead. 9-3 as we enter the bottom of the 8th inning. For all the close games, the Angels get to put their feet up a little bit today. Try to win 2 out of 3 to start this series. They'll have one more here tomorrow as Chad Smith takes over on the mound here in the bottom of the 8th. And it's an important game to win this series, make it a 5-2 homestand, get above 500 tonight, and then stay above 500 before they go to Milwaukee. It'll be a challenging road trip in the Midwest. The Brewers are off to a very good start. They're a very good team. The Cardinals have had a bit of a wayward start to the year. Nowhere near what they were expecting, but they can turn it up at any time.
Especially there at home.
So it won't be easy, but 3 in Milwaukee, 3 in St. Louis. Shohei will pitch in one of the games against the Cardinals on that road trip.
Yeah, even with the off day, they're going to keep Shohei on track for every 6th day.
Taylor Ward leads off here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ohtani's on the mound tomorrow against the A's. Will be facing J.P. Sears. We're seeing the entire Frankie Montas trade in this series. The A's got Waldichuk, they got Medina, and they got Sears all in that deal with Montas. And Sears will face this guy tomorrow, the guy who has set himself apart as one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. You look at what he's done, especially here at Angel Stadium in the last 12 starts dating back to last year. Been virtually unhittable.
Just phenomenal numbers in opponent's batting average. His first 5 starts has been historic. So, you got to make your way out here to watch Shohei tomorrow. If not, check it out on the tube with us tomorrow.
We'll be here. It's a day game tomorrow. Matt Vasgersian is working the Milwaukee series this weekend with Gooby. So if you don't hear me, that's why. It's Matt.
Your Apple game on Friday.
I'll be at Dodger Stadium Friday. Here's Mike Trout with a fly ball to right. And Capel's got that. So 1 out. Here's Shohei Ohtani.
A real nice swing his last at bat. Stayed back, lines a single to left field.
Tout his pitching numbers as he digs in here. He looked pretty comfortable against Fujinami with that base hit his last time up, facing Chad Smith here.
Yeah, that's 2 hits against Fujinami, 2 singles. The one was a single off the wall in left field in Oakland. He's hit the ball hard against him.
It's amazing that this guy's going to be the starting pitcher tomorrow afternoon. It's a 6-run game in the 8th inning. You could easily make the case for Phil Nevin here that they could just stick a pinch hitter up there and let Ohtani get rested for tomorrow. But
I guarantee Shohei, after that last swing, says, no, I want another opportunity to swing the bat again. I got to keep my timing together at the plate.
It's just not how he operates. High fly, straight away center. Shohei Ohtani sends Ruiz to the wall. It is gone. Shohei, a 2-run homer to dead center field. Now he's pitching in about 16 hours or so. So what?
Yes.
He'll launch a 2-run homer. He makes it 11-3. The remarkable unicorn strikes again.
The exact reason why that communication between Phil Nevin and Shohei Ohtani. Muto have for Shohei. Dead center. Great swing last at bat. Better swing this at bat.
Talked about the attention that Shohei's been paying to getting right at the plate, finding the right location to swing at. Well, maybe that base hit, as the bullpen gets involved against Fujinami, unlocked him.
And that is exactly why you know he told Phil Nevin, no, I want to swing the bat.
All Angels tonight. Shohei, the reason why the Kabuto was overnighted from Japan. Rendon has a base hit.
That pitch is down, and he just centers it right to dead center field. Shohei just hoping it was just enough to get it out. Ruiz was back at the wall. Gets it over there, 401 feet. Exit velocity just under 104.
Six homers now for Shohei on the year. He's one behind Renfrow for the team lead. That's a fair ball. That means Diaz has made some good plays tonight. And another one there to retire Renfrow.
He's made a couple really good plays. Speaking of really good swings, Shohei, not a lot of ways to move in that lower half. Was able to get that bat and lift it up. That's a pretty good launch angle to get it out to dead center field. And a smile on Shohei's face. So back-to-back good swings. And he's on the mound tomorrow. And he can help himself out swinging the bat with his timing together.
Strike to Drury, who has had 9 RBIs in this series, 3 tonight. RBI double and a 2-run homer in this game.
By the way, Renfrow could easily be 4 for 4 today.
Yeah, Diaz has snapped up a couple of potential base hits for Renfrow. That's the only reason why he's not. And that means Diaz is a good defender wherever you put him. He's playing third base most days for Oakland now.
Let's go back to Shohei. A line drive to left, and then a home run to dead center. It means he's comfortable with his timing. He's letting his hands, that baseball get a little bit deeper with his hands right now, and they're comfortable, which is a great feeling for Shohei.
Shohei Ohtani with a 2-run homer. The Angels' big lead getting bigger as Ohtani stretches one out to straightaway center field. Shohei.
See it.
It's out of here.
Feel it.
I can't wait for this game to start. He took a home run away.
Live it.
That is as good as it gets.
The big plays.
The beauty of sports is when the hero comes through.
Yeah, the tense moments.
We have an update we must show you.
With live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
The fun thing is to watch the cat and mouse game.
MLB Tonight on MLB Network.
MLB The Show Legend Line. Ready to play?
Let's get it.
Come on. Nice.
That was sick.
Man, you like that? Check out the new Storylines mode where you can play as one of the Negro League baseball legends.
Your voice sounds familiar. Do I know you?
Just call me the captain.
Rated E for everyone.
Keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way.
Shohei jumped in line there with that home run. 3 home runs for the Halos tonight. Some balance in the lineup for the Halos. 11 runs tonight as they lead Oakland here in the 9th inning. Big time 11-3. Shohei, 2 great swings in a row, and on the mound tomorrow.
So Silseth back out for the top of the 9th. You know, after a 25-pitch inning, as we see Brett Phillips replacing Trout in center field. Interesting that Silseth is out here in kind of a mop-up role now with an 8-run lead.
See how more efficient he is in the strike zone after all that energy going out there that first inning. See if he can be more consistent in the strike zone. That splitter, though, he finished off Aguilar, was incredible.
The intention, though, is to give him important innings out of the bullpen. Kind of taking him out for a couple of days here by letting him pitch this 2nd inning.
I think either way, though, to be honest with you, Wayne, I think the amount of pitches he threw is going to force that.
Silseth with a throw to first. Good job by Urshela, moving into foul territory to handle that throw and get the out.
It's a good footwork by Gio Urshela on that. Silseth got up the mound really well on that one. Did it right, pushed that baseball into the ground, and then a quick throw. What you're supposed to do is push that down and then quickly stay in that athletic position. And sailed on him a little bit on the throw. Maybe that bigger base prevented contact at first base. We haven't seen any of those plays really this year yet with the bigger base at first.
Really get a feel for how big those bases are, how much bigger they are when you see them up close. They're way bigger. Swing and a miss by Smith. There's that swing and miss stuff from Silseth.
Yeah. And a number of different pitches he can go to get a swing and a miss.
Called strike to make it 2-2. Patrick Sandoval in line for the win. He was excellent tonight in his 7 innings. Silseth trying to finish it up with an 8-run lead. And he strikes out Kevin Smith. As the second strikeout for Silseth. 2 down here in the 9th inning.
Some running, sinking fastball. He's got a 4-seam and a sinker. That's some action to it.
One more out left to get, and the batter will be Connor Capel. He has 2 hits tonight. Six Oakland hits in this game. From the 8, 9, and 1 spots in the order, 2 through 7, they were all hitless. Not much going on in the middle of the Oakland lineup tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike on Capel. The Angels will have Shohei Ohtani on the mound tomorrow afternoon. Trying to win this series and head to Milwaukee with a record above 500. Capel hits one in the air, right center field, struck pretty well. Phillips is all the way at the warning track, makes the catch. Say goodnight to the A's. The Angels have won back-to-back games. This one was a thumper as the Angels cracked 3 home runs. They scored 5 in the second, and they never looked back. Shohei Ohtani parked a run homer. Brandon Drury hit one out, so did Hunter Renfrow, as the Angels score an 11-3 win against the Oakland A's tonight. Patrick Sandoval, who went 7 innings, loved having all that run support to help him out.
Yeah, I love the fact that the offense, the balance 1 through 9 in there was impressive, and a good swing by Shohei Ohtani, but all throughout the lineup, and then say Chase Silseth finished off. Sandoval really solid there, but Drury and Renfrow, Bash brothers for the Halos, got it going with the power.
The Angels have won 2 of 3 in this series. They have gone 4-2 now on this homestand. They'll have a chance to win the series with Shohei on the mound tomorrow afternoon. It's a 1 o'clock start here at Angel Stadium. The way Shohei's been pitching, certainly something electric could happen here tomorrow afternoon. So make sure you come out to Angel Stadium to watch Ohtani on the mound here at the Big A tomorrow to finish up this series. 11-3 the final score tonight. Nice and easy for the Angels in this one after so many close games that have been played over the first month of the season. This one more of a laugher, and the Angels certainly could have used it, helping the bullpen get some rest with Sandoval working 7 and Silseth scoring the last couple of innings on the mound. Silseth didn't give up any hits, walked a couple of batters, but strike out a couple as well, as Silseth was able to finish this one out there in his first relief appearance for the Angels. But it was Hunter Renfrow got it going early on, just McGuire-esque.
Yes, on the follow through, going 420. Could have easily been 4 for 4 in the game. That rest was really, really solid. Our Toyota player of the game, Hunter Renfrow, 2 for 4 with a single, solo home run, a walk, and 3 runs.
Hunter Renfrow solid at the plate.
And Thaiss baby for the interview.
Yeah, Matt Thaiss, 2 doubles, including a couple of RBIs, and he's standing by right now with Erica Weston.
All right, Wayne, thanks very much. Matt, start with your night at the plate. A couple of doubles out there tonight. You feeling pretty good out there right now at the plate?
Yeah, absolutely. The whole team swung it well. We saw the ball well today, and everyone came through. It was real good to see.
Yeah, how about the bats of Hunter Renfrow and Brandon Drury, the Bash brothers, when they're going? How deep does this lineup look?
Absolutely. Drury was awesome today. Same with Renfrow. I mean, Drury's on fire right now. He's going to keep it rolling. We're going to keep it rolling.
Speaking of keeping it rolling, talk a little Patrick Sandoval. 7 innings from him tonight. I know you guys needed some length out of your starter. What did you see from him on the hill tonight?
He was great. You know, struggled a little bit early with command, and then he really found it. His slider was great. His changeup was great, and he battled.
Certainly did, and we saw Chase Silseth come in for the first time out of the bullpen. Nice to see him after their last 2 innings. What did you see from him today?
He was great. I mean, that's his first time out of the pen. He's usually a starter, so I'm sure nerves were a little high, but he settled in, and he did a great job.
Nice job. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
All right, guys.
And Thaiss, a couple of doubles in this one. The Angels with an 11-run, 12-hit outburst against the Oakland A's. Back Patrick Sandoval, who gave the Angels 7 solid innings tonight. And the Halos scored an 11-3 win against Oakland. They've won 2 of the first 3 in this series, and they have Shohei Ohtani on the mound tomorrow to close it out. For Mark Obazai and Erica Weston and our entire crew, I'm Wayne Randazzo. We say so long from the Big A. Angels postgame live coming up next.